It's pretty good. I wish they did it longer than just a few months out of the year.
I've hit
They only sell it in 4-packs as well.
The
Sell it in
streaming's
4-packs, and it's like almost $15 for a 4-pack.
Yes, streaming is streaming. Can someone verify?
Hold on.
Jeff says he'll be on in about 5 minutes.
What shirt is that, Scott?
Streaming.
Okay. It looked like something else.
It looks like Tron, doesn't it?
Have you seen the Matt Colville shirts?
I know.
It looks exactly like that.
It's like that 80s synth kind of looking Tron text, but it's the Proto Men. They're like a rock band. I've had the shirt forever. I've had it so long it's actually starting to get holes in it.
Like, I thought you'd spent money on Colville swag, and I was like, damn.
Well, as much time as I've watched his content, I should give something back, right?
You're giving him ad revenue, right? This
That
episode
is
is brought to you by... What's his book? Strongholds and Followers. No, we didn't buy that book. And that's really bad. Us offering exposure for eating his YouTubes, that makes me feel bad. Someday we'll buy a book.
One of these days.
All right.
I'll give Jeff 3 minutes.
Do you want to do anything with Serena? Because, shit, I don't know. I don't know where we left off.
You left off asking her what she wanted to do, and her basic reply was her retelling the tale back in the dungeon, to where she wants to get back to her body or lay her body to rest, whichever will help her cross her over or revive.
That's assuming her body still exists.
That's assuming, yes.
And assuming... Okay, well then I would ask her, if your body doesn't if your body exists, what happened to where you were? What happened
What do you
to
mean?
the town that you lived in?
Town that I
you to pass? Or were you a captive?
She was a captive by that rogue wizard.
Rogue wizard, a sneaky one.
Not rogue as in the class, but
a sneaky kind of wizard. You won't change my mind.
Sneaky wizard. Gets advantage on his stealth checks.
Jesus Christ. Sneak attack, fireball. Can you just imagine someone like coming up behind you to shank you, except it's a lightning bolt?
just tears right through you. But yeah, she was held captive, like she said, in the Grey Peak Mountains. That's really all as much as she can remember. Okay. Everything else is kind of hazy.
Well, I don't want her to run off, so I say, well, the only way you're going to do that is to get stronger, and if you can't take one punch, then I think we need to practice more.
So in that time you spend practicing, I take it.
Yes. Well, I was also trying to figure out her armor and swords. But...
Well, you have her sword. You cast Greater Restoration on her. You took the sword. Nothing happened when you took the sword.
Mm-hmm.
So do you?
That's why my thought was it's the armor, and that's why I punched her, because I was like,
oh, I see.
Maybe I'll punch her in the stomach, and the armor will be berserked.
Oh. No, she just starts crying because you punched her in the stomach.
Okay, well, I have no idea what is causing her to be cursed, other than maybe the doppelganger. But I don't think he can fight back while possessed.
He's aware of what's going on right now. That's how possession works.
Right, but I don't know if he can, like, fight it.
Never say never.
Like, functionally, I know he can't fight it like the rules, but for plot, maybe he could, like, oh, I'm waving my hand or I'm writing a note and no one sees.
Maybe when everybody is sleeping and in the deepest depths of slumber. He's able to break himself out.
You should absolutely read Superior Spider-Man for that.
Oh, okay.
It is amazing. Where it's Doc Ock takes over Spider-Man's body for like an entire run.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So Jeff will jump on once we get started. So last time you journeyed into the Misty Forest. You worked your way and you found a keep. And at the bottom of that keep, you found a secret necromancer shrine. You let a necromancer get away alive, but you killed and enslaved a doppelganger with a ghost. And you have made your way back to town. Now, while you're at the taverns, you're trying to figure out what to do next. Feel free to begin plotting. Serena has given you that, there's a wizard summoning elementals from another plane somewhere in the Grey Peak Mountains region. There is still talk of the Dragon Spear ruins to the south via the 2 drunk elves that have been sitting in the tavern for weeks complaining about it. You have the scrolls written in Abyssal that you cannot read. You also have, I believe... Nope, that's really about it. Those 3 things. So, where'd Sean go? I didn't look
All
up.
that, and he was gone.
And all that, and he was gone. Well, I don't know.
I think it'd be a good idea to maybe figure out what the scrolls say.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Okay.
Or I would at least like to get pointed in the right direction on that.
Sure. Yeah. So I think you have the scrolls.
Yes.
So,
Mhm.
and they're written in Abyssal, so you recognize it, but you just can't quite read it. What would you like to do about that?
I want to find who all sitting. Are we back? Have we gathered back in this tavern?
Yeah, I just kind of plopped you guys there because most of you were in the tavern. I think Armin was the only one not. He was out back of the church.
Who are the locals that are hanging around right now?
So you got a really, really drunken dwarf sitting at the counter at the bar. You got your innkeeper. You got a merchant hanging out by one of the tables. You got the 2, down here at this table. You got the 2 drunks. You first heard about there's treasure down at Dragon Spear Castle, but no one who has gone there has come back. To which was replied, "Well, how do you know there's treasure if nobody's come back?" And then there was that elf soldier, but he showed no interest in joining you guys.
Yeah. I think I'd like to approach the barkeep and ask if they knew of anyone in town that might be familiar with the Abyssal.
Okay. All right. Abyssal? Is that one of them demon languages?
It would be.
Oh, man. The only thing I could do is point you to the church.
That's what I was thinking.
They're with the word of God, but I don't know if they know they know how to translate that.
She
says as she stands there wiping a cup.
Okay. That's what I figured, but I didn't know if there happened to be someone else who hanging out around town.
This is just a simple elf village. That's a little more advanced for us, I would think.
Okay. Well, I would like to go inquire at the church if they can.
Are you sure that's a smart idea? Because they might get kind of upset. You just, bringing up some of this will be like, "Hey, what's this say, guys?"
I'm not going to show it to them. I want to just ask them if they've had any anybody who is an expert in the church at divining demonic history or language, at studying it.
We could also look for like universities for like scholars. Sean, what are you doing?
I can't. I was muted, and I was so annoyed at myself. I will say two things. One, I brought a ghost inhabiting a human's or a doppelganger's body to the church, and they didn't send me away.
No.
And two, I can go commune with my god to reset my spells and have learn or understand languages or tongues.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
Oh,
If that's something you want to do, you can totally do that.
it'll take me
Well-
a
Wait
day.
for a little bit.
It'll take you an entire day.
It'll take me like I have to do my long rest to reset my spells.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you don't have anything else to do, and we're kind of still waiting on a player, that's always an option.
yeah, that saves us from having to inquire at the church, because they're probably just going to point us to somebody out of town. That's my guess, anyway.
Okay.
So everybody else can fart around and drink or whatever while Sean or Armin does his thing.
Well, we'll have to wait. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, I don't have it handy. We'll have to wait a long rest for me to reset my spells, so that's a whole day. And
It's just 8 hours.
it's just 8 hours when we
Just-
what time did we arrive? Because I'm assuming I've been in the back fighting Serena the whole time. For like,
It's twilight at this point.
it's
I mean,
nighttime?
it took you a day to travel back from the keep at the north end of the forest. So, you spent a whole day traveling. You arrived in the evening. You did your thing. You lifted your curse. All that noise.
okay, well, I don't know what spell tongues is. Let me find that out. Spell tongues.
Oh,
Third level divination. To the spell grants the creature you touch the ability to understand any spoken language it hears.
Hmm.
Is that the only spell you have for that?
Maybe not. Comprehend languages?
That's
I don't have that one. It's a first level divination, but only bards, sorcerers, warlocks, and wizards. Do we know a first level wizard nearby? Every time a fucking wizard thing pops up, it says we need to go visit that wizard that killed Serena. And this is like the fourth thing.
Well, you remember a certain wizard helping you in the keep. Maybe he's somewhere around the town.
Let's
Did
go
he-
find him.
Did he come back with us from the thing, or did he wanted to check out Dagger?
Him and Edwin left before you. They left a good while before you did, so.
Okay. I haven't paid Edwin. I don't know if I want to go see him.
So, what would you like to do? Do you want to go over to the Rangers Guild?
One sec. Yeah, let's go to the Rangers Guild. Let's get this over with.
Alright, cool. All right. You approach the Rangers Guild, and I wish I'd written their names down. They're all in the
Edwin
chat.
and Gerber.
Gerber.
Helen well met, Gerber.
Gerber. We're just going to scroll up a bit. Rafin hails you at the door. Ah, I see you have returned.
Am I in the backyard still, or am I over here?
No, you're over there. Do I still have you guys on the... Yeah, let's move you over to the map. You were down there now. So, yeah, that's the church. Rangers Guild is up over here. That group of buildings. Rafen's like, you have returned. He notices something. Edwin's not with you?
Did he not come back?
We have not seen him since he left with you.
Did a wizard come back?
You were the last people to leave the town and come back.
Okay, so I got two things. First of all, do I have to pay you since he didn't make it back? I don't think that was in our agreement.
I must wait for him to return before we can settle.
Okay, excellent. Fuck.
He left with you, and you have come back without him. What have you done with one of our rangers?
Him and this wizard that he apparently knew, some wizard that got hired to deal with some hags up in the Misty Forest. I think that's a bounty that y'all have on y'all's board.
You must mean Uras. Yes.
Yes. Him and Edwin were on their way back, and they left before us. So, actually, first off, your ranger left and the job was undone, or was not done. Just saying. 2, he came back with someone who offered a bounty. So, Oros would want to collect the bounty. Oh shit, they're in trouble. All right, is everyone around me? Is everyone with me? Are y'all?
Yeah, I went with you.
Because I'm about to pop a squat and scry. Unless anyone has objections.
What does your scry do?
It does this.
You need a focus worth at least 1,000 gold, dude.
And what's his name? Your wizard gave it to me. He gave me a crystal orb to scry with.
Ah, that's right. Okay.
And it might not be in this character's inventory, but I'm gonna add it back.
Okay.
Crystal orb, huh?
I'm gonna call it Davril's scrying orb.
Yeah.
Of magical scrying?
Yes, and I would like to scry on. I don't know Uros as well, but I'm more interested in Edwin because I feel like there's a debt there.
Okay.
So I would like to scry on Edwin. And
So you have so if your knowledge, I'm looking at the scrying table. Sorry.
Here's the big part.
What?
It can fail the saving throw voluntarily if it wants to be observed.
Okay. So you're observing on Edwin, though?
I'm observing on Edwin.
Okay.
And
Do you need a roll for that?
No. It says the target must make a wisdom saving throw, but he can fail it if he wants to be observed.
Sure.
Jeff, you exhaled mightily.
Sorry.
What's your saving throw?
My saving throw?
I'm sorry. What's your DC check for that stuff? What's your spell?
He wants to resist. He doesn't want me to find him. It is 15. Shit, it got worse. It was 17.
And that is that's on the same plane of existence as you. The target must make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. You have a lock on Edwin.
Okay.
You feel his presence emanating to the south.
Okay.
Pulling you in that direction.
Can I... Okay. So, But it says I can see and hear.
You can see and hear through. Okay, so you feel him in the south. An invisible sensor. You can see and hear through the sensor as you can see through it. All right. You see the ruins of a keep to the south.
That's that south, the ruined that the people in the bar are talking about, probably.
One would assume.
Okay. Knowing that, I stand up and I tell, is his name really Gerber Gerber?
No, it was Rafen.
Rafen. Okay.
The long lost brother of Hafen.
Excellent. You have
Rafen.
a brother.
Have you seen Jathan lately?
We should absolutely exploit your relationship with these rangers.
Oh, the Rangers are all humans, so and Hafen is a half elf or a high
No,
elf.
I'm a
I keep. Are you?
I'm high. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, high. Every time I read high, I read it as half for some reason. So
Distant relative.
yeah, distant.
Like,
We both have the same number of body parts. We must be related.
y'all all look the same.
Distant cousins.
Well, I will tell Jafin or Lafin or Pafin, whatever his name is, Rafin.
Rafen.
I wish I had a watch. I tell him, I just scryed your boy. He's gone rogue.
Edwin would never do that.
Just saw it. You want me to cast Zone of Truth
Why?
on myself? I mean,
I don't.
I know.
Are you saying this out loud?
I am.
I don't feel like that is necessary.
He's gone rogue with the wizard to some tower in the south.
No, something's not right.
Obviously.
I have known Edwin a long time, and he would not go rogue like this.
Okay, well, he's done so. What would cause him to go rogue? What would cause your good friend Edwin, who I'm assuming you know deeply and intimately, to go rogue with this rando wizard?
I don't know, but I would blame the wizard before I blamed our good friend Edwin.
Is Edwin one to be hijacked by friendly wizards?
A wizard can hijack many things just by sheer will.
I don't believe that.
I'm telling you, I don't believe he's gone rogue. Maybe I should send my men after. Where did you see him last?
He's at some ruined keep to the south.
Why don't we all go?
Keep.
Yeah, we'll find him.
You'll find him?
Is there a reward for finding him?
Shush, we need to do a good deed. Let's go find him.
Yeah, you're good again. You don't need to do any more good deeds.
No, now I feel compelled to make up for the terrible things that I did do.
My only problem with that is as I am indebted to this guild currently, and I would love to balance that.
If you go and find out further what is with Edwin, we will discuss the terms.
What about Evan?
Evan?
Is he gone too?
Not Evan.
Not Evan.
Can we bring Evan with us?
No, Evan's missing.
No.
Well, I'm down to go help find him.
Okay.
Plus, we need that wizard, don't we?
I feel like we should be able to find a level 1 wizard before we find this,
Why do we need a level 1 wizard?
because they can.
Are you sure?
they can
Are you sure
read
he's level
stuff.
1?
That's what the spell level is.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
They need to possess that spell.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Like,
Oh, okay.
This is like low level wizard stuff that knows
Okay.
how to talk languages and stuff.
Talk languages. I speak good and stuff.
As a
big
wizard of
words.
grammar, I am not the greatest.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
I have an idea.
Okay.
We should send our NPCs to deal with this.
You just want them gone, don't you?
Why I'm opening it up as like a side quest we could run later with lower level NPCs.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure you want to do that?
God, I don't think Serena's good for anything, actually.
Serena and Peyton would fall with supreme ease. You know that.
No, make it a like survival horror kind of scenario where they are being desperately trying to survive the encounters.
Except for Tabitha, who murders everything.
Well, Tabitha, yeah, well, naturally, she would get separated from the group. It would be Peyton and Serena struggling to survive.
Well, those drunk guys were saying something about treasure down there, right?
Yeah, but they were drunk.
They were, yeah.
Well,
Do we really want to do a fetch quest for our ranger? There's this other wizard that we know that might have a way to banish the metallic dragons.
What other
Oh.
wizard?
The one that killed Serena.
That is true. He is 300 miles to the east, though, roughly.
well, would he be willing to see us? Sounds like a bad dude.
Well, I mean, he's just
nice.
could be.
He might be nice.
He's only trying to summon elementals.
And you know what can help us kill Tiamat and all those dragons that are destroying towns? Like on the scale of what's more important, the end of the world versus this ranger.
No, you've won me over with the whole let's go to the guy who knows how to attack metal dragons part. I'm just wondering what we're wandering into. Is he gonna like when we walk in the door, or is he not gonna like it?
We're going to take what we need from him by force.
By force.
Well, what we need from him is to do a thing. We need his services.
Are you
Yeah.
are you really gonna go that far for that simple of a thing?
How far is
To
it?
banish dragons? Yes. That sounds like the answer to
Well,
Tiamat.
that's like Hafen's biggest dream ever.
Right.
That's
Right
I mean,
up my alley.
you're trying to read
I
the
feel
scroll.
like
There's
we need to take care of this dragon problem that we have either ignored or made worse.
Maybe if we solve the dragon problem, the whole missing Edwin thing will work itself out.
Or it just won't seem like that big a deal. It's like it's on this. It's like, do we know this one guy who escorted us and failed to do his job, and he
Right.
disappeared, or
Mhm.
a whole ton of dragons destroying cities.
I mean, you can always attempt. Daggerford's closer than.
I personally want to go fix Daggerford.
I don't think we can fix Daggerford.
Well, I
mean,
want to.
You don't know
I think
that.
you successfully broke Daggerford.
You haven't
Well-
seen it since you poured it out.
I say we go to Daggerford and see what's going on, and we can rebuild from the ashes once we get rid of all the dragons.
I can
Yeah.
spy a location. I can tell you what Daggerford looks like right now.
No, let's go. I want to go. Let's
She
do
wants to
something.
lay eyes on it.
Hey, on the map is
Mhm.
the wizard, and that's 300 miles away. Is Daggerford on the way?
No.
Okay. Could it
Here,
be?
let me.
So we talking three disparate locations?
Yes.
Oops. I need to move this to the end. Hang on. Let's put you there. Okay. So we'll switch you here, and you see.
Why did Joseph call my name?
Those poor fools
I
watching
signed up
us,
yet.
really?
Hello, who asked Joseph? Oh, dinner.
You're here, right?
I'm zooming out. God, the map got bigger.
You're here. No, I pared it down because it wasn't the whole Sword Coast. You're here, and Mr. Wizard that's summoning stuff is up over here. And Daggerford is here, where it says Daggerford.
Wait, up over where?
Yeah, I didn't see.
Here.
I didn't see it. It didn't. Oh, that way over there, huh?
Yeah.
Is this what is this? Oh, the High Moor. So we'd have to go through the swamps, basically.
You could go through the swamps. You could take the Delimbir River. Travel along the river until you go through the Southwood.
I say we go to Daggerford because it's closest, and then we can take the river over to Southwood after we fix it.
There is a city on the way, Succumber.
Unless we cut through the woods and
Well, how would we take the river? Because
You
I
ta-
mean,
You take a boat.
are there any boats in Daggerford, the ruined city by the lake river?
well, are there any boats that can travel upriver? Is my question.
I think we can use some monk magic for that.
Okay, just making sure we had a way to overcome the fact that the
Just
water
have
drains.
Yolanda wave her arms off the back of the boat
I
real
thought she
fast.
would just kick. We're gonna use monk-powered paddles.
Right. All right. So you want to go to Daggerford?
God, it
Yeah,
feels.
Daggerford. Go dig through the ashes. I mean, there was something that happened there, wasn't there? Isn't that where there was some like shit going down?
Yeah, that's where we saw all of the giant dragons bring down
Assembled.
hell on the city.
On my ancestral hometown.
Yes.
Look, I have some inside info that it might not be as bad as you think it is.
Could you share that with the group?
Yeah, I can explain.
Falcor came by last night.
Who did?
Falcor.
Am I free of his debt? I think.
Falcor?
The debt.
He
He was real
He-
upset.
he's still not happy with you.
I haven't done
Because
anything wrong.
He,
I don't know
yeah,
why
he
this is my
blames
fault.
you because he'd rather blame you than blame me for going evil. And he thinks you're kind of an asshole. But
I'm an excellent human being.
apparently some things happened when we left our wizard guy back there. So, let's go check it out.
We did leave.
He's still alive, by the way.
Oh, we left Avril alive back there.
Yeah, so we should go help him.
That's reason enough for me to go. We don't leave a man behind dead if we don't have to. And if he is alive, we need to go get him. He's also a wizard. He could read these scrolls for us.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That is a good point.
Well, I think that's a good idea. I like that idea. I'd be interested in going back to my hometown anyway.
He wants-
Seeing what remains.
So Edwin and Uraz missing, supposedly,
Yeah.
at near Dragonspear Castle, maybe?
Yeah. At Dragonspear. That's where you saw it. You don't know it as Dragonspear, but where those elves in the tavern were talking about.
And then Davril is possibly at Daggerford. Let's
At the
go.
very least, he didn't die at Daggerford. I don't know what happened to him. I just know he's not dead.
He is the only person I know from the OG party. We need to save him. He is a
Okay.
comrade in the battle. Let's go get him.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's rent
Party
some
gets on
horses.
the party gets some horses and they get on the road. They head up. Oops.
I'm gonna summon a steed.
You're gonna summon your steed?
Where's
Alright.
the
Yeah.
spell slot on summoning a steed when you could be smiting things?
Just saying.
Is it
I want my
spectral?
steed.
Is it spectral?
It can be. A horse, a pony, a camel, an elk, or a mastiff. I'm gonna summon an elk.
So it's like a reindeer horns?
Yeah. And it's a celestial elk.
A celestial elk, huh? Fancy.
Yep.
Does that represent
know.
a god or goddess?
The god of elk.
What's the name of the god of elk?
Mothgore.
Alright.
It's a real
All
thing.
right.
I
So
go to the stables and perform my way into a horse.
you perform your way in. Alright.
Yep, he's apparently a fan.
The horses?
The stable owner is.
No.
Stable boy. She wiled her ways with him. So you get on the road and you travel up to Daggerford. It's no longer on fire as you approach it from the southern gate. For whatever reason, the map changed sizes. There, now you can see the whole thing. All right. There is still lots of damage from the dragons, at the governor's mansion, especially. All the fires have seemed to be put out, but several buildings and streets are still leveled. Rubble everywhere. You see people milling about, cleaning it up, doing their best.
Do these people have glowing eyes, or are they like... Actually, Yolanda, why don't you give us that intel on what's going on in this fucking city?
Yeah, that's literally as much as I know, is that Davril did some things and he's not dead.
Where are we approaching from? The south?
The caravan grounds.
The purple line?
Yeah, so the caravan gate.
So as we approach the gate, do we see anybody? Like you said, there's people milling about.
Oh yeah, you just everybody's out and about. Every able-bodied person is cleaning up, trying to fix Daggerford.
Yes.
What did you think of the poached egg?
They look at you as you approach and just kind of canter through the streets, and they go back to doing what they're doing without paying you too much mind.
These are your town folk. Are you going to stand for that?
Well, I was going to say, do I recognize anyone right off?
I mean, you know a fair amount of people in the town. You notice a lot of the peasants seem very familiar, even if you haven't talked to them.
Well,
You're in your people.
I'd like to seek out someone that I know and find out more information.
Okay, what would you like to seek out and where?
An acquaintance of any
And
sort.
an acquaintance.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for.
Oh, what about that wizard guy and the knight?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna look for those guys. Who's in charge of the cleanup effort? I doubt that the peasants all just decided that they were just gonna arbitrarily start cleaning. Let's get cleaning.
Let's get cleaning. You look around and you see various groups of patrolmen just kind of moving about, supervising everything that's going on. You see a few soldiers also helping out in the effort to clean up the town. Would you like to talk to any of the soldiers?
Whichever one looks the most interesting. I'm gonna walk right up to him and
actually
strike up a conversation.
Would Peyton know any of the foot soldiers? Since he is a guard.
Of course he would.
So he should hook up with his drinking buddies and figure out what's going
on. Does anyone recognize me?
Who doesn't recognize you? You're
You
Yolanda.
should probably pull your hood up over your head.
Yeah.
A few of the peasants notice you and they skitter by as they try to avert their gaze from you.
Is there still a sign outside that says Yolanda Town?
No,
it seems like
that and not notice it.
Did they cut down the banner made out of human flesh finally?
No, that's seems to have been taken down.
Oh.
Oh, good.
You should inquire about getting that sign to take back to your place later.
That'll be a great flag to wave as we wander around the city that was destroyed by... I'm assuming you did this to this town.
I mean, I didn't physically destroy all of it. I just facilitated the destruction and did a little bit of it.
That does not do anything to make you less guilty.
Before you can make it up to the guard to begin speaking, you hear from across the broken market grounds, which would be this big crater here. In fact, they fixed it enough that it's now tinier, and things are looking better. You say, "Oh, Sir Eastervald," and you turn around and you notice it's Rykard.
Rykard. I'm so glad that you survived.
Is he that knight?
He's the knight that was with the wizard, yes. He's like, it is good to see that you survived as well. Damned thing, those dragons. They just about leveled the city.
Cat got your tongue?
I see that you are stricken with speechlessness.
Oh no, I was trying to think of something to say.
Oh, I see.
I mean, of course, it's a shame, but we can always rebuild.
That is the truth.
Let's go look around. Where's the? I forgot the wizard's name.
Dolinar.
Where's Dolinar?
Did he survive as
Dolinar.
He is up at the governor's mansion tending to some very interesting matters.
Well, that sounds interesting.
He's there seems to be while most of the governor's grounds are leveled, in the middle of it there is just a stone statue that we're not sure who or what it is.
A stone statue, you say? Well. Maybe it's been erected by the peasantry to celebrate the Easterval family line.
If you're looking for Dolinar, head up to the governor's mansion. Or
It
what's
had
left of it.
It had been discussed for many years.
You notice how he just like bulldozed right past your remark.
Do we see any kobold corpses?
No, those have all been cleaned up. They were about the first things to go. People didn't want to see them.
Well, there's a food shortage too, so
Not if
Who
there's-
knows?
Not if there's kobold corpses.
right, exactly. Desperate times. Well, let's go up to the governor's mansion and find out what's going on.
You work your way through the city as you see the reconstruction effort is in full swing. Buildings are very much repaired from what the damage that the dragons did, except for the governor's mansion. They haven't quite made it there yet. The governor himself is still missing.
Presumed dead.
Whoops.
Like, I am thoroughly impressed about the reconstruction efforts, considering so many peasants were sent to their deaths at the Troll Forest.
A lot of them escaped though, and made their way back here.
It's not like you sent the entire city of peasants out. There's a lot of peasants in a city.
Maybe we should have.
You approach the governor's mansion, and it's burned and it's torn. The entire western wall is just completely gutted from the building. Craters all littering throughout the front yard. But in the middle of the front yard, towards the front of the building, you notice a wizard inspecting a stone statue.
Is it Dolinar?
You know this wizard to be Dolinar.
Dolinar. Good friend Dolinar. What do you make of this statue?
He throws his hand up and he's like, "Shh, quiet. I'm trying to divinate here." He's looking it up and down. He's like, "I don't know where this came from. It was not here when the dragons were here."
What does the can we give it an optical pat down and see what we think it looks like?
Absolutely. You see,
Before you go ahead and roll, let's see what we get for free, Jeff.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
it's very easy. Your passive perception is higher than that, by the way.
Except he's been blinded by dust now.
Dolinar just blew some dust off the statue and it got in his eyes. Oh.
He's paying less attention than he normally
Wow.
does.
To the entire party, this statue looks very familiar. It's holding a staff above its head with a solid green crystal that is cracked down the middle and leaking a translucent water out of it. The statue is Davril.
Let's see if we can fix him.
Well- I guess he's not dead.
Okay.
Dolinar chimes in. It's radiating magic like you would not believe.
So I think I want to walk up to him, lay my hands on the statue of Davril, and try to cast Greater Restoration.
Greater Restoration.
Well, I could cast Lesser Restoration at the same time.
I think a joint. Can we all join hands and restorate together? That would be the best luck we would have. Do monks have some sort of?
I think a greater restoration would do what you need to have done.
Okay, well then I'll just do that.
All right, so you lay your hand upon the statue, and
I
cast greater
pray to tomorrow,
pray to tomorrow.
begging for mercy for our wizard friend's life.
All right. The spell, a light discharges from your hand and envelops the statue of Davril. Slowly but surely, the petrification lessens and lessens until a supple human form
He's
starts
supple
breaking
now.
through.
Oh, he's supple, huh?
Melts from the cracks of the statue.
Right, the stone pieces just start cracking and falling off. And after a short amount of time, Davril's free from the stone and he immediately collapses to the ground.
I want to catch him.
All right. You successfully catch Davril.
I was
Good
really
work.
hoping to roll a dexterity saving throw and fail,
No,
and he
it's-
would hit the ground and be dead.
Davril hits the ground and
His head just-
shatters.
His head just bounces off the ground as it hits.
It's okay, I can revive him again.
You have an unconscious Davril in your arms.
Huh. I found a wizard that can talk for us.
Give him a shake. See if he wakes up.
Get the
Talk for
smelling
you.
salts.
Dolinar says, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, we need a wizard that can read text. None of us can read.
He's like, you walnut. I'm a wizard.
You
I
walnut.
don't know if I want to share with you what we want to read.
What have you got? That sounds very interesting.
It's up to you, Hafen, if you want to trust this random wizard that we've only met once.
Well, isn't he friends with Sir Istobal?
Yes, he is.
Would you trust him with your life?
Would Sir Eastfall trust him?
Yes.
With his life? Yes, of course.
Yeah, Haven kind of glances at your way, at Sir Istobal's way first, just to see if I can if this guy's trustworthy.
Dolinar just has his hands on his hips. Well, you can wait on the wizard to wake up, or I can do it for you.
I could cast
All right.
level 1 cure wounds and wake him up.
Since
You
my
could do
friend
that,
is
too.
giving me no visual clues, I will just produce the documents and show them here to you. It's in Abyssal, I know that much, but I do not speak it.
Ah, abyssal. Ah, what a foul language. Too bad I know it. He takes he snaps the papers out of your hand and he looks over it and he goes. He reads over it, flips through it, reads it again, and does it one more time for good measure. He's like, "Wow, this is in a really old dialect."
What does it say exactly?
But what it says, basically the gist of it, it's very long-winded and poetic. Whoever wrote it was trying to be
Hard.
dramatic.
Trying too hard.
They were trying too hard. They were trying to be super dramatic about it. It's very simple.
Fiendishly.
As he just looks at it, he just goes, the scroll mentions the Dalens and the Sea of Fallen Stars. It says right here, meet in the abandoned court of Cormathor, Vel Sharoon calls. And he looks up at you, and he says, really? Vel Sharoon? What are you guys into?
Who is Velsharoon?
Velsharoon.
Does anyone know who Velsharoon is?
I believe that's where we got the papers.
Oh,
in
he's
his,
the demon guy.
in his,
No.
The
It's not the demon guy.
The wizard archmage of necromancy.
Yeah, he's the necromancer deity.
Yeah.
Dolinar is eyeing the paper and eyeing you guys, and he hands the paper
I
back to.
explained to Dolinar that we dispatched a worshiper of his in his chapel and discovered these papers on our way out.
Well, I want nothing to do with this, so best of luck to you as he hands the papers back to you.
Clue me in here. Why would you want nothing to do with this?
It's the god of necromancy. It's not my school.
Okay.
I may be an asshole sometimes, but this is too much for me.
And can you repeat what it said one more time?
It
The
said
Sea of Stars?
It speaks of the Daelins and the Sea of the Fallen Stars, and it says specifically to meet in the abandoned court of Cormanthor. Velsharoon calls.
Abandoned court of Dorthamor?
Cormanthor.
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 Mm-hmm.
Does that
So
does that name ring a bell with anyone?
It would with Hafen.
It would.
Hey, Hafen, give me a history check.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Let me pull my note back up on it, since you rolled high enough. So you know this as the abandoned elven court of Cormanthor.
An abandoned elven court.
Yes.
Velsharoon calls. So it sounds like might be some sort of meeting happening there, or some sort of gathering. We might want to investigate this.
So that feels very much not like solving the dragon problem.
Well, what was the this doppelganger that we chased down? Was he factoring into any of this dragon stuff?
I'm assuming that he is a subordinate of my brother, the necromancer.
What was your brother trying to do? Who knows?
Summon Tiamat.
I mean, you could have talked to the
I
doppelganger.
think we might find your brother there.
You could have talked to the doppelganger.
That's
You
true.
immediately attacked him and took his body.
Yes.
Yeah, but fuck that guy.
We did.
Yeah, I don't think he would have told us anyway.
The knowledge is probably still locked inside of its brain.
And Serena has no access to it.
And
I
we're
think-
not gonna torture Serena to figure out what the doppelganger knows.
There
I
are
think we
ways.
might want to make our way to this elven place.
Before we do that, I want to hear about the ways that our lawful good paladin knows of torturing people for intelligence.
Zone of truth.
Oh, that's not any fun.
Come on, we could give him the doppelganger a good shake.
I can only imagine Siri Staval going, "Come on, Armin, cast Zone of Truth on me. Come on."
Oh,
Anyway,
actually, I mean, we could
hey,
but we'd have to release. We'd have
Hey,
to
Finn, you
release
also
it.
you also know that Cormanthor is off of Lake Simber.
Okay, that was my next question. Is do I know where it is? Okay.
It is you know that it is to the west of the sea,
You're
To
breaking
the
up,
west
Scott.
of what?
the Sea of Fallen Stars.
Can we see that on the map?
Not on the map I have uploaded because most.
It's that far away.
So it's a ways away.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a big old map of the Forgotten Realms. I'll have to
Okay.
get a map to. Let me see if I can find a big map of it to show you.
So it's more than 300 miles away.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't.
So that might be a long-term goal.
That you are correct.
What else do we have to worry about right now?
Edwin, the wizard with the planar shit and the elementals. The not Daggerford, that Dragon Spear place might have something going on, but that's also Edwin. So it sounds like we have like 3 different things we could trace down or track down right now.
Okay.
We could go hunt this lead down, and maybe stumble across my brother the Necromancer, or we can go see the other wizard, the one with the planar stuff that killed Serena, and maybe enlist his help to banish the dragons, or we may have to kill him. And then there's Dragonspear Castle, which is where Edwin and the other wizard are.
Now, out of everything, that one is the closest to you.
So, which one is?
The Dragonspear Castle thing. That's the
Okay.
closest thing to you. Everything else is starting to get far away.
Hmm.
I'm gonna upload a map here for you guys.
I think what we need to do is probably revive Davril.
Well, he's already. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he's
we
in your
need-
arms and
We need to wake him up, smack him around a little bit,
yeah.
and find out what he knows, because that might put us on a 4th path that's 800 miles away or something. So let's wake up Davril. He was able to fight back or detour the dragons, so that's intel we need. Assuming we have a city that we could save.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how he did discourage the dragons from leveling the entire town. I mean, 5 gigantic chromatic dragons should have been able to just effortlessly destroy a town this size.
I'm gonna pump a level 1 cure wounds into Davril.
Okay. I should have uploaded this map earlier.
Some of the maps won't fit because there's weird screen or there's strange size constraints.
Oh, well, I got the map uploaded, so got to put all these guys at the front. So here's all of Faerun, all right? All of it.
Ooh.
You guys are right now are here.
I'm gonna put marks. We probably need a purple. Not purple's garbage. There we go. Misty Forest, and then our deep forest is this. This is kind of where. Which river is it that runs by Daggerford? Is it this? The
So
first one?
Waterdeep is here. Daggerford is it for whatever reason it's not actually on the map, but it's like here.
Right here.
Yeah, and then there's that town right there, and then there's the Grey Peak Mountains, which is here, and then Dragonspear Castle is down here, and then the note that Dolinar translated for Hafen is here.
Jesus.
Well, so everything's kind of headed in that direction.
So you've got a few options on what you want to do.
If we're gonna go to. Would anyone in the party know about like greater teleportation?
Yeah, I was just about to ask, is there any like
I feel like that's a sorcerer thing, if anything. Like I know power word recall or something where I can go back to my home base, but Hafen, do you know anything about mass teleportation?
Not currently. It's not in my bag of tricks right now.
Well,
So Teleport is a conjuration, a 5th level conjuration, and sorcerers can learn it. But that's teleportation circle. That takes more than one person.
But you do
There
know like Dimension Door or something, right? The thing you
I have
used to
Dimension Door, yeah.
That works up to
That-
500 feet. So the way Dimension Door works is 500 feet. You have to declare which way you're moving, and it's better that you know where you're going. Because if you say, "Hey, move me 200 feet to the left," and there's a tree there, you teleport into the tree and you hurt yourself real bad. You don't instantly die, but you hurt yourself pretty good.
How do you think dryads are born?
God, we cast a heal on Davril. He
Yeah.
might know teleportation stuff.
Sure.
Did he wake up?
Davril rouses out of his stupor, and he sees the entire party towering over him as he, I guess, is slumped over on the ground.
Nah, I was holding him like a baby.
You were holding him like a baby, and he was just like, "You guys came back."
Yeah, we wouldn't just leave you here.
"Did you just need me for something?" he asks.
Maybe.
We needed to rescue you because you're our friend.
That was the selling point for them. For him, at least.
Davril pushes himself up and stands back up. And he is like, "Boy, I never thought something like that would happen to me."
So how did you keep the dragons at bay? I know you're dying to tell us.
I don't even know. He as he begins. When we saw all of the ancient dragons up on the roof of the governor's mansion right here, you used your word of recall, and after everybody left, and I see Yolanda run off into the mansion, I did my best to cast an overcharged magic circle that would save the town. I somehow managed to do it, but in doing it, it turned me to stone. And he looks around and is like, "Is the city okay?"
I mean, it's seen better days, but it's still here.
So the dragons did not destroy everything and everyone.
You saved the town.
That is good, Davril
have-
says.
You have my thanks.
I don't know where they went. I was turning to stone as I was deflecting the giant meteor shower that they were raining upon the city. I wonder what happened.
Don't know where they went. That's really what we needed. If they had a base of operations, that would be like... That would be the best place to go, I think.
Right.
To bring the fight
Well-
right to them.
They probably came... I mean, they destroyed Waterdeep, and then they came south to Daggerford. They could have continued south and continued to destroy, or who knows what way they went.
Who would know about, like... Hafen, where... Oh, we need Hafen. We need you back, Dragon Man. I feel like he'd be the most likely to know the destructive patterns of dragons.
Right. Well, Dolinar chimes in. While the city was burning and Davril's magic shield was protecting the city, the dragons just stopped what they were doing. Like, they weren't even phased by what Davril was doing, and it's like almost like they got bored. They just stopped doing what they were doing, and they got off and they flew back to the east.
To the east?
Yes, to the east.
East?
Hmm.
The fuck is east? That wizard is east.
Formator. Everything is the east.
Yeah.
I
Hey, Dad.
think we know where we're going.
So actually, I have a question for Hafen. How much would Hafen would know like the combat patterns or how dragons would fight, right? Because he's hunted dragons before.
Yes, I've hunted dragons.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would you know where they're? I don't know what I don't know what I want to know, so I don't know what to ask. I want to know where these. I want to know where the dragons came from. Like, if we know where they fight or where they fly from, if we attack their base, then we might be. That might be the easiest way to bring this to a swift conclusion.
Okay.
So, what do you know about dragon dens?
Well, let me tell you. What should I roll for that?
Just give me. I mean, you're well experienced, so roll me a d20. If you roll high enough, you have a very good idea on. If you roll low, you only really know about the. Okay, all right. You have a pretty damn good idea about their layers. You've never seen one, or have you?
Yes, I've been in one.
Okay, so you have a pretty good idea about metallic dragon layers.
So where are they, Mr. Hafen?
You know, they're around.
They're around.
Hang on.
You got a book open.
Yes, I do.
I mean, that's okay.
It really depends on the. I think it depends on the type of metallic dragon we're after.
All of the bad ones.
It was all of them, and they were ancient.
Is there like a dragon, an old dragon
for
council?
instance,
Is that a thing?
I mean, they're probably evil, but sure.
If there is, then maybe that's where we probably don't want to attack them all at once. Never mind that.
no, that would be pretty bad. I mean, like, there are some that live out in the deserts. Some are on hilltops and dry uplands.
Are we talking about types of dragons?
We are. So they have a favored terrain, basically.
Yeah, basically each type
Yeah.
of dragon will have a favored terrain, and their lair
Yeah.
will be in that favored terrain.
But my guess is if they've been palling around together, then something has brought them together.
The rise of Tiamat,
Right.
or potential rise. And these are those dragons that we saw were, not that I'm a dragon scholar or anything, but they were some incredibly large dragons.
Yes, they were.
So I don't know if Tiamat can actually come into this plane of existence because of what he is. Would he have like an avatar on this plane?
She
She-
can. She does.
Oh wait, Tiamat's a she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
The more I know.
no dick there.
So she's like the mama of evil dragons.
She's the mother of dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Evil dragons.
So she probably has like an avatar or something, some way to walk this plane so
Yes.
that she can like give orders.
Undoubtedly.
And she probably needs to do that from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So how about this as an idea? If we can locate one of these big baddie dragons and then like camp around and wait for maybe this avatar to show up and then like ambush it and then convince and then have Serena change her doppelganger form into this person and convince the dragons that they've been betrayed from within and they need to kill each other.
It's always something you can try.
Also, Jeff, you're muted.
That does sound like a plan.
And this has so many assumptions on things that I have no idea about. Like, she may not need an avatar. She might just be this giant dragon underneath the ground or something.
Could be.
But dragons can shape change, right? That's a thing.
I wouldn't think that the god of evil dragons would feel the need to change her form to a lesser race. But it's entirely possible, I suppose.
Like, that's me making the assumption she can't be in this mortal plane. Because she's, like, banished to death or something, right?
Oh.
I mean,
She is a dragon god of
Okay.
evil and stuff. Would I know
Yeah.
if she is been banished or if there's religious text saying if she's banished?
if there is, you don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, they came from the east. Let's go dragon hunting to the east. And maybe we send Davril and our NPCs to the south. I feel like Davril's probably needs like a extended nap or something.
Yeah, Devril's not feeling too hot. He's not really up for adventuring right now. He just came back from being turned to stone for several weeks.
He's probably creaky.
Yeah,
It's
just
pretty
a little
sta-
bit.
But that's pretty standard fare. He is a construct, right?
Well,
Is
Does he know that?
We know that.
yeah, it's known.
Okay.
It is known.
I think the answer is we go east hunting dragons all along the way. Like we go to Sycumber, if I think
Okay.
that's the name of that place. By
Yeah.
boat hunting dragons the whole way there. And then
Sure.
we keep going east to the mountains, hunting more dragons, and if we don't find dragons by the time we get to the mountains, then we're in Wizard Town.
I think our ultimately we might want to try to end up in Cormafor.
That is I mean, we got to go east to get there.
Yeah, it's a long way, but I think that might be where we're ultimately headed.
What is
But we've
about-
got things we can check up on while we're headed that way.
or
That wizard being one of them, right?
if we go south, though, we could hit Dragonspear and then go through the High Moor, which is like swamp, right? We could go through the swamp to get to the mountains instead of the river.
What about the shades? Are there any shades around?
What are
Like,
shades?
what are they called? The Nethril? Nethril?
Nethril.
Is it- Yeah,
Mm.
it's a race, and they're all throughout that desert right there exists because it was a failed magical empire, and they specialize in shit like walking through the plane of shadows, which is a way to fast travel.
Holy shit, that's what we need is fast travel.
Yeah, well, it's
You were speaking
It's
my
hard.
language.
What's Sirius Deval? Well, Sirius Deval, I don't know if Sirius Deval would know about that.
he would have a general knowledge of.
Is that some elf magic nonsense?
Well, maybe I should make a roll on that.
Hold on, who would know about? Is this like a magical race? That sounds like elf magic to me.
Well, so it's common knowledge. I think at the place that we're at in the timeline with the Forgotten Realms, it's common knowledge that the Empire of Nethril has returned from the Plane of Shadow.
So the timeline we're in is post Spell Plague.
So yes, then the Shades are very much back, and they are very much a common knowledge race that are out and about.
Would Sirius Deval have come across any of this? He may have heard of it in the
Possibly.
Council of Waterdeep, but
Well, as you know, a representative of the Council of Waterdeep, they would have knowledge of I mean, the desert is not that far away.
Yeah, and that's the
Jesus Christ. Are you going to send us okay. Empire of
The Em-
Shadows.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's
About 600
the-
miles.
Shadowvar. They're called the Shadowvar.
It's like 2/3 of the way into our journey.
something simpler might just be taking a boat up to Sycamore.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking we could like shadow walk or something.
I mean, we could go there if you knew any shadow people.
There's also where's Myth Draenor?
Is that important?
I mean, there's portals and shit. I'm just saying that there are options.
You tell me where these goddamn portals are, because I don't know.
They're all 800 miles away.
It's like, if we travel 800 miles away to go to a portal and then end up back in Daggerford, I'm gonna be pissed.
We're in the portal boondocks.
I mean, they're around. Matt, look.
You just say where they are.
No, I don't know anything about no portals. I do know about the shadow walking though.
Does someone's god know about portals? Do we have a god of portals? Is that a thing?
God of portals.
Is it like GLaDOS?
Probably.
I want to summon GLaDOS, god of portals, and beg for transportation.
Nothing happens.
There is a god of portals. Cruel.
I don't like that name. I don't worship that.
It's too Grey's Anatomy, right? Shondaland.
D, what god do you worship? Are they helpful in this situation?
Salander? What's his name?
Is it the god of getting places quicker than typical?
Hold on. No.
The god of arriving at a location faster than you were planning on.
I need like a god of sprinting. So what does your god do for us specifically?
He bitches at us and tells us to keep her out of trouble, remember?
No, that's not my god. That's my boyfriend. Different people.
What's the difference?
No, I worship someone different. She doesn't even realize Valcor is a god.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ, he's the god of the seas. He's got a boat.
It's Poseidon.
We could get his
No,
your
boat.
boyfriend.
You know, to be completely honest, I had that thought like an hour ago, and I was just sitting here waiting for somebody to say it.
I throw
Well,
a rock at
there's-
Yolanda's face.
There is a port in Daggerford, and it was completely unharmed by the dragon carnage.
Hey, Yolanda, how do you summon your boyfriend?
I usually just waits for me at boards. He seems to know when I'm going to show up.
How convenient.
I grab Yolanda's hand and drag her to the port.
We meet in Daggerford a lot, too, so... He's probably around here.
I thought you were good alignment again. Why'd you
My
take so long to
character
remember
is.
this?
My character is. I personally may not be.
She's the goddess of we'll get there in 8 months worth of episodes.
All right, so Armin drags Yolanda to the port. Correct?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
All right. At the end of the far port, Yolanda notices a figure standing there with his hands on his hips, with a fine white beard and white hair.
Massive bulge in his pocket from his longsword.
Hi, honey!
Valkyr turns around. Ah, hello again. I see you have your friends with you again. Off on some more perilous journeys?
Yeah, I quit paying attention to what they were saying, but we need a boat. You want to give us a ride?
Boat?
Yep.
No problem. He snaps his fingers and a sailor pulls a boat up to the side.
Like a giant boat out of nowhere.
Yeah.
He is
Made of human
clearly
bone.
not
No,
human.
not literally out of thin air. It's
Conveniently.
It's great timing.
Made of bones.
Man, I really hope we get good weather, too.
I was really hoping for like a Pirates of the Caribbean come out of the water kind of moment.
Oh yeah.
Valkyr says, I think the weather will be just fine for you guys. Where are you headed? You headed out to the sea? You headed to the Isles?
Opposite direction. We'd like to
Opposite
sail
direction?
inland.
Inland?
He doesn't like that word. Don't say that word.
Inland?
On the river.
He licks his finger and he holds it up. He says, I think that still in time the wind will be in your favor.
Do
You know that always happens. It's so nice. He's such a good sailor.
Y'all, you are so lucky. I say deadpan.
Yeah. How coincidental that all this fell into place for us. Your not godlike boyfriend.
This isn't literally Deus Ex Machina.
Not at all.
So,
So,
Go on.
no,
It sounds like you have a concern, and I would love to hear this concern.
no, it's nothing.
And you want to?
would the party like to board the boat and sail inward?
God, I love a good pirate adventure.
Let's do it.
Who knows?
Are you going to steer the boat yourself, or are you going to hire somebody to steer it for you?
We have a god.
I'm pretty sure he's not coming with us. He's a little busy.
I thought it was his boat.
It's a spare boat that he just kind of gave to us.
Oh, spare boat.
A spare boat.
Yeah, exactly.
Made of human bones.
Actually, I am a soldier, so I have vehicle proficiency. Oh wait, no, land vehicles. Never mind.
Yeah, we better get somebody who knows what they're actually doing.
Well, the sailor's still on the boat, and he goes, I'll take you for a round trip to Succumbor. Or one-way trip, round trip, whatever you want to do.
Can we go further than Succumber?
Depends how much you're willing to pay.
I look at Valkyr.
Valkyr just crosses his arms and he just shrugs.
Yeah, he doesn't like you still.
She's fine.
Why are you bartering with him? We should have someone else barter with him.
We
Why
should.
am I bartering with him? Why aren't you just giving me a ride?
All you need is ask.
Can you give me a ride? I did. I said, can you give me a ride? And then you made a boat appear. Like,
Absolutely. Everybody on board.
All right.
Before we depart, do we have all our NPCs in tow?
I assume that they're with you at all times.
I'm curious
Unless
if we
Jeff says
wanna do
otherwise.
that.
Well, no one has seen Peyton in a fortnight. He's presumed dead.
Where did Fade go?
He probably went with Uraz and Edwin
Oh, that's
on the
right.
horror journey. I'm thinking, like, should we send our NPCs and Davril to go get Edwin and then tell them to meet up with us later?
You can do that if you want, and we can run that as a side mission. We can potentially do this one as a side thing in a couple of weeks if D is not available that night.
I like the idea of that.
So,
Okay.
or we can we can work something out with that. Just in case she can't play on the 27th, like she said earlier, we can just do that instead. That way, everybody has someone to play.
Okay. Well.
It cuts our army in half.
Yeah, it does.
It's up to you.
But we have a god giving us a ride on his boat.
Yeah.
We'll probably
Well, we
all
should be
right.
fine until we get to the destination, at least.
And we are very tricksy.
You're very tricksy.
If worse comes to worse, I'll just teleport us away.
So is he like a god of overland oceans only? What about the Underdark? Underground rivers?
Have you been on any cruises underground?
no.
Would you like to?
I mean, he's not technically. He's the patron of sailors and ships. He's actually the god of like storms and weather.
Ooh.
So we can make sure we get there on time. which is
Yeah,
the most
that's what-
fast travel we're gonna get right now.
So he's kind of like Maui from that Disney movie.
Moana.
Moana, yes.
I
He's
love
kind of like
Moana.
Maui. It's a good movie.
Is he gonna say you're welcome? I would love that.
He's about to break into his musical number.
Yes.
Here, this.
I'm trying to figure out the most water route we can do to get to Cormathor, or where it's at. And the answer is like... And then the boat needs to magically appear on land again. That's the sea route.
Valkyr says that he's only giving you a one-way ride to Sycumbor because that was what was agreed upon.
Oh, well, I like this purple line. Is that a real route?
Absolutely not.
I mean, actually, though, if you get right down to it, that would be a viable route. I mean, that would put us pretty far inland, and then we could just summon him again, right? That's how it works? Your boyfriend? Yeah, we get over there.
It's like we build a port wherever we go.
You blow a magic whistle, and he appears, right?
No, this isn't like Wind Waker.
you blow in your flute, and he just... There he is.
In the past, it's always been a situation of I like go run around on land, and when I get bored, I like wander up and I'm like, let's go on an adventure, and he just happens to be there. We sail away.
So, like, as it's directly related to the amount of boredom in your life. Like, once you become bored, he just like poof.
Yeah, pretty much.
How long does it take for you to get bored? Like 10 minutes?
I'm not gonna get bored in the middle of a mission.
Okay, well, would you if we just like got stranded in a desert? I'd be bored.
Well, if we're in the middle of a desert, it's not exactly gonna help us
Well,
there
it might be
much.
next to a river. River is desert. Things. Those are real, right?
No.
Okay, well, let's see. Where else can we get to? Okay, so if we go to Sycumbor, that only puts us halfway to the mountains.
Where's Sycumbor again?
It is right here.
Oh, gosh, that's not far at all.
Nope.
The High Forest. Do we know anyone that lives in the High Forest? I feel like we do.
I know a guy.
You-
I'm like 90%
Wait,
sure that
isn't
the
that-
elves live in High
I was
Forest.
say, isn't that where Smokeine would be?
I think so. We might be able to continue our boat journey that way.
Wait a second. It says here that Valk never shies away from a challenge. So if we make this a challenge,
You know what's a challenge? Driving a boat on the
we could
land.
get him to get us all the way there.
Ah, but his moods are also mercurial, which means he's gonna get pissed off if we keep asking him for shit.
Well, we're not going to ask him. We're going to challenge him. I bet that you cannot.
What are
So
you
you
willing to
are
bet?
so you are willing to challenge a god? Is that what you're saying?
Nope.
Actually, Yolanda doesn't know he's a god.
That's true, but the rest of you do. And are you willing to challenge a god?
No. But I bet we could, like, convince Yolanda to. Like an arm wrestling contest with her boyfriend. That'd be fun. I think we should go to Sycumbor and then head north into the High Forest and see if we can enlist the elves there. And I think,
I just okay.
like, is that fair? Who disagrees? Or
I
agrees?
missed what you said.
Sounds like a pretty good plan to me.
If someone's got a better
Go
idea,
to
I'm open.
Sycumbor, is that what you said?
Yes.
I'm fine with that. Hafen says the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Let's get going.
Maybe the elves know. You're an elf. You should know about teleportation if elves know about teleportation. Actually, where are high elves from? Are you from the High Forest?
No, I'm from
The low
Hang
forest?
on. No. No, I'm
The other forest?
hang on. I've got to see what.
You know-
I'm pretty
you know
sure I
that-
put it on here.
You know that one forest?
That one forest.
Is it Cholt? That looks green.
Oh, the Forest of Cholt.
Or the Wheeldath?
Where did my backstory go? Oh.
Shoot. Hang on a second.
I can't remember if I put it in there or not.
If not, just make it up on the spot. Somewhere convenient, please.
Somewhere convenient. Somewhere on this map.
That is like on the way to Cormathorn.
Hang on.
Make way, make way.
I'm back. All right.
What's frustrating is I know that at one point I did have him, and I think I forgot to write it down.
Delta
Oh.
deuces. Oh, that's D. Go on.
So the high elves are
From
Grey
Cormathorn.
Rock.
Clay
From
Rock?
Grey Rock.
Where is Grey Rock? Sword Mountains, the Chads. No, it's the Crags. Evermoons. Silver Marches. I have no idea where that is.
What is there a giant Hafen token on y'all's map, or is it just me?
I think it's
I don't
just
see it.
you.
I thought your character's face was the map. Oh my god.
Oh no.
The whole time. I've been drawing lines and graphs and shit, and damn. You have to scrap the whole thing.
You've definitely drawn less lines and graphs and shit and more dicks and fire.
I haven't drawn any dicks.
Not on
No,
this
that was
map.
usually me.
Oh.
Oh. See, there ain't no
I've been
dicks.
blaming Jeff the whole time.
I
Yeah.
was usually the dick drawer.
I remember the dragons, the terrible depictions of nudity. Oh, there's Haven.
He
Is
left
there
because he
still a
wants to be safe while
gigantic-
he's sitting there.
Hang on, I'm just gonna reset this.
Is that it? The sword?
Okay, it's gone now. I glitched something. There's gigantic middle of the screen.
Oh, that's fun. So, any idea where the... You said the Grey Mountains?
Grey Rock.
Grey Rock.
Or no, sorry. Is that
Grey Rock 5e.
no. Sorry. He is a high elf son of Forgotten Realms.
Okay. Sun Elf, Forgotten Realms.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from a special place. They have a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
Everesca.
Mm-hmm.
Evermeet.
Oh, Everesca, huh?
Northwest Faerun. Northwest Faerun. That's like the far northwest
Hey.
part of the map, right?
Yeah, that's where the Faerun was where the Sun Elves are. He has a bronzish Sun Elf skin. So he's... Let's see.
Oh, is he from Myth Drainer? Please say, is it from Myth Drainer? Please.
Okay.
Because that's in Cormathor.
Quit trying to
Whoa.
meta it.
I was just trying to find out where these places are, but I'm trying to give. We need to go to Succumber, right? Let's start there.
Okay. So you're going to join Valkyr on the boat and sail to Succumber. That's what you're doing.
Yes, do it.
Do it to it. All right.
Our pirate adventure on the river.
As soon as we get sailing, I grab Valcor by the beard and we head below decks while I sing the traditional sea shanty, "Blow the Man Down."
Oh, okay.
So, several hours pass, and Yolanda comes back above.
Better. Let's go.
Hail and well met. Hope you had a good time. We had to listen to it.
Yo ho ho.
The boat was a rockin', don't come a knockin'.
Hey, look, it's my token I can't control.
I still don't understand that. And that's the new one that you put in.
Yes.
So I'm just going to delete it. I don't know why it won't let you control it when I drop it, but...
Oh, did we send our sidekicks? We sent our sidekicks.
You sent the sidekicks. Oh, I put everybody on the map. Oops. All right, you are sailing on the open river, moving northwards towards Succumber. Everything seems to be going quite well. Until, as you're sailing along, it's a nice, sunny, breezy day. You see the misty forest start to leave your sight as you continue to the west. Well, really, you're sailing along it, so you won't see it leave. You enter the river that flows between the high forest and the misty forest as you approach Succumber. And you start to see birds circle above the boat as if, hey, a port town. Maybe not a port town, but a river town. The birds begin to descend, and you notice that they are not just birds.
They're harpies.
They're harpies.
Oh, no.
This is like literally the first thing we did in New Realms.
Oh, was this? This was, wasn't it?
Yep.
You see...
They were not that big.
That's not right.
Jesus Christ, that's a giant ass bird.
That is. And you see two of them.
Oh, God. They're the size of dragons.
Ooh.
They start circling the boats. Looking down upon everybody on deck.
Does anyone speak bird? Hail and well.
As the two birds are circling the boat, you notice one of them swings around to the side, or swings around to the other one before it flies off into the distance. Further up or further downriver, like the way you just came. This one is still circling the boat, however.
Does it appear to be aggressive?
It appears to be, taking note of everything that's going on.
I do my best to make myself look unappetizing.
I'm curious if these are good birds. They're so big.
They're very big. This one stops and perches itself on the end of the boat, staring down the party.
Who's the most charismatic person we have to talk to this bird before I do?
Let's see. My charisma
Jeff is mute, so he
Decent.
can't talk to a dragon bird.
Sorry.
is
That makes
16.
sense.
My
I wanna
charisma is 16.
write it.
Okay.
As I was saying, I have a way with animals. You just
You
couldn't
have?
hear me say. Yeah, I'm pretty good with animals,
Okay.
especially intelligent ones.
The bird is looking at Siristeval and cocking its head as Siristeval approaches. What do you do, Siristeval?
Were you about to say something, D?
Oh, I just said I want to write it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Didn't you already do that with something else? I'm talking about the god thing.
Oh.
I'm gonna get sound effects.
Valkyr is just at the other end of the boat. He looks interested, but he just does nothing.
He's not
So
worried.
The bird's just looking at me.
The bird's just looking at you.
Can I roll an animal handling roll?
You absolutely can.
Maybe you wanna.
What do you do with that animal handling?
I'm going to cautiously approach,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna gesture to Yolanda. I think he likes me. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna grapple it. And try and climb on it.
Wait,
No,
wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna
wait,
jump.
Hold on,
I'm gonna
wait.
jump on it.
wait. I'm gonna hold on my
Suplex
hand.
the
I'm gonna be
bird.
like, wait. Too soon.
Nope, doing it. Already called it.
Oh no.
Yolanda
Combat
jumps
begins.
Yolanda jumps really high into the air and lands on the back end of the bird. The bird immediately reacts by launching up into the air and circling the boat with Yolanda on the back.
Whee!
It's twisting and it's turning, and give me an athletics check.
Okay.
Jesus.
Oh, that
Ooh.
means I rolled a 4, but
The bird whips really hard and knocks you off of its back, and you land back on the boat.
so far.
Just pick somewhere on the boat to be. The bird is now looking very aggressive. Roll for initiative.
Well, we didn't really even try.
Could have been cool. Oh, Jeff.
I get 2, so I got a 6.
This is always my least favorite roll.
Mm.
And it continues to suck. This ain't great for us guys, except for D, who gets to roll a 20.
She rolled a 20.
And she
Who rolled a... Let's see.
She caused
Who-
all this nonsense, so she gets
I had
to go
a-
first.
I had a 9.
You had a 9. Okay, so there's like a bunch of stuff on here. That goes away. So that 20 is not you. That 19 is not you. So you rolled a 14.
I rolled a 9 initially. I didn't have my token clicked.
Okay, you're a 9. What did you roll, D?
I rolled.
You rolled a 20. All right, so we get rid of that one. I see 2 Arminds on here. You rolled the 8, though, so we'll delete that. And Jeff rolled the 6. Okay. Okay. The bird is in the air, about 15 feet up from the front of the boat. So we start with Yolanda. Yolanda, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna run back to the other end of the boat and jump on it again.
Bring it to the ground.
So you use your sprint action and
I don't think I even need to use my sprint action.
No?
I get 50
is
movement.
your run that is your movement that big?
I get 50.
Oh wow. Okay. So is this gonna be a grapple?
Yeah, jump, grapple.
Don't
All
you
right, we'll
also
roll.
Can't you use your bonus action to do it too?
So, strength or athletics?
Give me an athletics because this is not just a straight strength.
Really? I rolled a 3. I get a plus 10. It should be easy for me.
All right. Well, you jump up and you attempt to land on the back of the giant bird, but it flaps out of the way and you land back down where you were, not jumping on its back.
Wah, wah.
That's kind of everything I can do.
Will you do anything else?
Now that's me.
Okay. All right, Hafen. You see the bird flapping about above the entire party. This gigantic bird.
Okay. I'm going. I guess I'll start with a ray of frost.
Ray of Frost. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is okay. So you shoot the ray of frost halfway across the boat, and while it clips a few feathers off the bird's wings, but it otherwise misses.
Okay.
The ray of frost just continues into the distance before it dissipates. Do you have any other actions?
No.
Okay. Armin.
I want to yell out to the bird, retreat, by casting command.
What's your
The
DC check
is
on that?
15.
15? The bird looks thoroughly unimpressed by your yell as it locks eyes onto you because you yelled in its general direction.
My next command will not be as nice.
Will you do anything else?
I'll walk closer to it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll get up.
Now, where its token is, it's about 15 feet up in the air currently.
That's fine. I'm staring
Okay.
it down with my
Sure.
eyeballs.
All right. Sir Eastaval.
Sir Eastvald.
Is it Sir Eastaval or Vald?
Vault.
It's whatever he wants it to be in the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Sir Eastaval. So they're 15 feet up in the air, you said?
Yeah, the bird is 15 feet up in the air.
I'm going to call down lightning bolt.
Okay.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
It's like, what the fuck did you learn lightning bolt?
Well, you know how it is.
Yeah, just pick up spells random places.
Sir Eastaval is full of
Hot air?
Surprises?
Yes,
Which-
surprises. And hot air. All right. I'm going to bless the party. Bless, bless, bless.
Wait, are the sidekicks with us, or did they go off to do what they were doing with Davril?
I thought we sent them off, didn't we?
They phased back in.
They are now gone.
No,
Poof.
no, he jumps overboard. He swims. Oh, I guess he made it. Oh, no. Dematerialized. Damn. All right, I'm going to bless the party. Boop,
Okay.
boop, boop. Y'all been blessed. He
What does
holds.
that blessing give again?
It's the D4.
Okay.
I will cast. You can roll
Bless.
a D4, attack roll, or saving throw. I'm going to hold my hammer up and shout a battle prayer to Torm.
To Torm. How does that go again? How does that go again?
Huzzah! What?
How does that battle shout go again?
He says, "Wham bam, thank you, ma'am."
Okay. Does Sir Eastaval do anything else?
No, that's it.
It's now the giant bird's turn.
God damn it.
This is not great for us, guys.
He immediately comes down on Sir Eastaval, holding up the giant hammer, and bites at him with his beak.
I thought
He
he was going
crun-
to look at me.
He crunches into Sir Eastaval's right shoulder with his beak. Sir Eastaval takes 27 damage. He then flies around and rakes at Armin with his talons and connects, landing on Armin. Armin takes 23 damage. Armin, roll me an athletics check.
I think I might be able to stop this from happening. Hold on. Nope. Can't stop this from happening. You said athletics?
Yeah,
I'm pretty okay at that.
Is this a saving throw?
it's a saving throw.
You can add D4 to it.
$20.
The bird attempts to pin you down to the floor of the boat, but you manage to squeeze your way out of the way, or it lands on the deck. So choose an adjacent 5-foot square.
How much damage did it do? 23?
It did 23 damage to you.
That's a big ouchie.
He's yelping in pain.
Jesus Christ, when did my AC get to 11? That's fucking awful.
That doesn't seem right.
That's not right.
That's definitely not right. Check that out real quick. You don't have wizard AC. You don't. You just don't.
I have.
Remember you're wearing that mithril armor now.
Yes, I don't know how much AC it provides.
It provides.
Is it?
I think we agreed on medium chainmail shirt or something like that.
Yes. Chainmail.
While you fix that, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick.
Chainmail is heavy armor. Chain shirt is medium armor. Yep, that's 13.
So you only have 11 armor?
With chain shirt, I'll have 13 plus my shield, so 15.
15?
Yeah.
I was going to say, at 11, you're basically just like a walking target dummy.
Yeah, I know. I got this fancy armor that makes me sneaky, and I'm like, oh, this is not super helpful. Hey Finn, what kind of armor can you wear?
None.
None?
Yeah.
Not
I'm
even-
stronger. I'm stronger without it.
Okay. I should
All
have
right.
15.
So, have you fixed your AC yet?
Yeah, I'm 15.
Okay. All right. The giant bird has landed on deck. It is now Yolanda's turn.
My turn. Okay. I'm just gonna start wailing on it.
Pummel that turkey.
1 and to.
Cripple the turkey.
So just those two?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Those are some solid blows.
You start wanging on its legs with your
Wanging?
quarterstaff. Wanging.
Wanging.
Wanging?
Just total wanging. Just start beating it. Just stick the stick between the legs and just start hitting it back and forth real hard.
Wanging it. She's just whipping it out.
Just wanging it, yeah. And you connect with both attacks. You just like whap whap as the bird screeches out.
Wing wang.
Will you do anything else, Yolanda?
That's me.
That's you. All right, Hafen.
Those were some pretty solid blows.
Those words, shit. You rolled a 30.
Okay, I'm going to Ray of Frost.
All right. Okay, so you roll a 19 for 9 cold damage, and it is okay. So the Ray of Frost connects into the back of the giant bird since it's turned away from you, and a light misting of ice just appears over its backside. Takes 9 cold damage.
Over its backside, huh?
Its backside, and it is slowed until the beginning of its next turn. Or I'm sorry, your next turn. Because that's how that works. Will you, Hafen, do anything else? Is that it for Hafen?
That's it for Hafen, yes.
Okay. All right, Armin. You notice light ice crackling over the bird, the giant bird with the 200-foot wingspan.
No, but you can turn it on.
200-foot wingspan. Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or is it like 25
2,500.
feet wingspan?
It's a 1 mile wingspan.
I would love to cast Sacred Flame on him. I yell out a prayer to Tamara, point my spear at this giant bird, and flames erupt around it.
Okay.
It needs to make a DC 15 Dex save.
All right. It is engulfed in your sacred flame.
And it takes 15 damage. Sorry, 10 damage.
10
Melt
the bird,
that turkey.
the bird is consumed by the sacred radiant flames as it screeches and flaps its mighty wings, creating a small torrent of wind about the boat deck. Will Armin do anything else?
Nope, that's me.
All right, Sir Eastavall.
Sir Eastavald. Well. Back for more. Did you say that the bird was on deck currently?
It's landed on deck. It's sitting on deck.
Bird on deck?
Bird on deck.
Well, I'm going to activate my Warhammer
Okay.
with a command word. And I'm going to give it a good old...
Thrashing.
Good old thrashing.
a whacking.
Okay.
We'll give it another whacking.
Yeah. So you smack that bird real good. Your warhammer just connects into its side. You hear a rib crack when the warhammer connects, and flames burst out a little bit on its left side.
Do any of
It
its
takes-
feathers catch on fire?
Yeah, some of the everything singes right there where you hit because of its feathers.
The
what-
plumage?
The plumage has
Burst,
caught on fire. It has
combusted.
burst into flames. It is
I like
singed
it.
away. You see bare skin now. But the second attack, when you wind back, it just kind of deftly just dodges the attack.
It shook its tail feathers at me.
Yeah. Will you do anything else?
I'm gonna maneuver around to the rear of the bird.
Okay.
So that next attack, we will
The
get.
bird. Okay, so the bird is so inherently big on the boat that to go around it, you're gonna have to do an acrobatics check to get around it.
Acrobatics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm not scared.
You shouldn't be. Be a brave thing.
14. Booyah. 14 is the magic number. As
14
everyone
is
is
the
aware.
magic number. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's not right.
Dexterity, huh?
Is that your good stat?
It's my best stat.
All right. As you try to dodge around the side of the giant bird, he attempts to pin you against the starboard. I think that's the left side.
The front side of the boat.
That's the front side. Whatever the left side is. He tries to pin you against the boards of the left side of the boat, but you nimbly dodge around its talons and come out around on the back side.
I'm going to say bye-bye birdie.
Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
All right. The bird immediately turns around and takes a beak strike at you. It tries to chomp down on you again.
Only he fails miserably.
Does he?
Or she.
Does a
Not
22
sure.
hit?
That is a hard miss.
Hard mess, right?
All right, so fine. The bird got me. That's why I have armor.
How much does your armor help you now?
Where's your armor now?
You take 27 more damage.
I'm not agreeable to that number.
I'll get you hooked up next round.
Oh, good. Okay, I feel a little better.
The bird, feeling the cold on its back, attempts to lash out at actually nope, can't do that one. It turns around and it makes a strike at Yolanda with its talons.
Not Yolanda.
Yolanda, give me a grapple check.
So either athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah, roll one of those two, whichever one's your stronger suit.
Don't forget you're blessed. So if it's a saving throw,
I don't think it matters when it's a 23.
You're right. You take 23 damage. The bird attempts to pin you to the floorboards again, but you deftly dodge out of the way.
So I still take 23 damage?
You still take 23 damage.
Hold on, let me check because I think
Because
that
she
might
wants to
be
avoid
covered
this.
in my. Yeah. The only problem is I don't remember what the name of because I've got a lot of things.
It's called Monk Hacks Zor's Elite Skills 1337.
It says it's a dexterity save for evasion.
At the 7th level, your instinctive agility lets you dodge out of the way of certain area effects, such as Blue Dragon's Lightning Breath or Fireball Spell. When your is subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw. You only take half damage. You instead take no damage. See, this is not that. This is an actual melee strike that happens to have a grapple check on it.
So
even if I pass it, I still take that much damage, or did I not pass it with a 23?
You passed the dexterity saving throw, but that is on top of a melee weapon attack. Because
So
this is not an area effect. This is not a certain area effect. This is a melee weapon
Still
attack.
a dexterity saving throw.
But this is not a. It says specifically in the evasion when it is a certain area effect. This is a weapon melee attack.
Whatever. DM says.
this bird is wrecking her shit.
The bird is going to take off up into the air, which opens it up to some opportunity attacks. 3 of them, to be
Precise.
precise. So everybody except Hafen gets a swing at the bird.
Well,
Swing. 17?
17 hits for 7 to, you stab it as it takes off. It doesn't like that very much.
Oh, sorry. I also do an extra D8 divine strike.
Oh, okay.
So 13.
You hit it, D. You smack it with your quarterstaff. You crack it in the leg again for an additional 12 damage. Stristval. A 26 for 19. What is that, 3d8?
did the divine strike.
Oh, so 19 plus 11, so 30 damage. You're going to take it 30 damage on it.
I call that bullshit damage.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Like I said, bullshit damage. Here comes
Two,
some more.
two, 2d8 for first level spot plus. So I should have rolled one more.
Make sure you kill
There you
it.
go. Dude, after it beaked us, we got our asses beaked.
It's a giant bird. We could have fought 2 of these. Excellent.
All right. Well, it's the top of the round now. It's Yolanda. Yolanda notices that Valkyr is at the other end of the boat, starting to look very annoyed at this bird.
Are you gonna help? It just pecked the shit out of me. And then I'm gonna hit it some more.
Hit it some more.
I hit it. Oh no. I hit it. Oh no.
Whoa.
And then I'm gonna spend 2 key to hit it 2 more times. Or spend
Well,
8 key.
too bad, because when you tried to smack it the first time, after yelling at Valkyr, you were too distracted and you knocked the weapon out of your own hands.
What?
Okay. Well, then my second one would have been a punch.
A punch.
And then you got a 1
You-
on it
you-
anyway.
Yeah, I know. I rolled a 1 on
tried to-
that too.
You tried to punch and you whiffed it and you tripped over your feet and you fell prone onto the floor in front of it.
Okay, then I'm gonna use my movement to get out. So it's
Okay. Hafen. The bird is now about 10 feet in the air above the party,
Okay.
flapping its mighty wings.
All right.
Please do something about that.
This thing has taken a lot of damage, hasn't it, at this point?
It has.
I'm going to hit it with Firebolt.
Fire bolt. Okay, so cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your firebolt flies wide as it just.
Wait, do I get...
You,
I'm
you
blessed, right?
Are you blessed? Did Jeff bless you?
Yes.
Yes. All
Okay,
are
so you get a
blessed.
1d4. So
All are blessed in the eyes of Torm.
Torm's just handing him out.
Ah. Your firebolt flies wide as it just plunks into the ocean, about 100 feet out.
Jesus Christ, guys. What the fuck?
Things are getting desperate around here.
All right. My bad.
Sorry,
And that's it for Hafen right now, fortunately.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that Mr. Istval he's taking an ouchie, so he's gonna get hit up with a level 2 cure wounds. Oh wait, I gotta touch him to do that. I want to jump through the bird to Sir Istval. Can I do that?
You can do an acrobatics to get past him
Dive right
because
through
he's very
the middle.
because he's very big.
Yeah, so I'm gonna run and jump, do an acrobatics check. I have a -1 on acrobatics. This is for
Good
you,
luck.
Jeff.
Good luck.
Do it.
11.
Wait. I'm blessed.
All right.
15? I think you would counter that with a grapple, right?
Yeah, I would.
Go ahead. Fuck me.
Wow, the bird rolled a 1. Congratulations. You run up the bird's chest and you jump off of its shoulders as it's flapping its wings, and do a sweet backflip off the backside of it, landing on your feet, sticking the landing.
And I grab Sir Istval by the shoulder and say, "Be healed." For
The blessings.
16.
I like that.
And then I think I can do something else. I don't think this is a good idea. That's not a good spender. That's it for me.
Okay. Hang on, let me find a spell.
The bird doesn't know spells.
No, the bird doesn't.
Thank you, Jesus.
It could.
You shut
I mean,
your
you never
whore mouth.
know.
And then he turns around and breathes fire on us. He was a dragon the whole time.
Firebird.
I mean, his face is red, but it's also
Well, it's
blue.
it's Sir Istval's turn anyways.
Yeah.
Do that thing where you
Whack it.
kill birds.
Give it a good whack.
I don't care how you do it.
1, 2.
Those look like hits.
What do you think? 42 damage? Is that enough?
Wow.
Jesus Christ, we should all play paladins.
Well, gosh. The bird doesn't seem to have fallen from my mighty strikes. Guess I
Right.
ought to roll.
Hang on a second.
You want to, what, Divine Strike it up?
Yeah.
17 more.
Let's just do it on both. Hell. Let's just melt the bird.
You just kill this bird, man. It's fucking us up.
There you go.
We can worry about those spell slots when we need them next time.
You know, to be fair, my 3rd level spells are very lackluster.
You did 42 plus 30, or plus 29. It's like 71 damage. Like, why would we play anything other than a paladin?
Well, they don't always hit like that, but yeah, I agree.
You
The
only hit like that.
Yeah, you consistently roll 20 or better all the time. I very rarely see you roll below 20.
He's got plus 8, to be fair.
What does everybody else have? Is my weapon wrong? Have I been OP the whole time and not even realized it?
Maybe we need to look over your.
Maybe we
I don't-
don't. Everything's fine.
I think we're good.
Well, if we don't, I have to increase the CR, which makes it harder for everybody else. Imagine fighting 2 of these things.
I was prepared to. I would have done it. As long as we gave.
So yeah. Both hits, both strikes, come down for 20, 42 damage.
70.
70.
72. I think.
Oh, he rolled an extra, so 72.
Yeah.
The bird explodes.
Please. Please.
The hammer
explode.
connects with the soft point, right where the wing connects to its back on the left side,
Right?
and the chest of the bird just erupts.
No.
In a beautiful.
The bird shudders violently, but it remains vigilantly standing.
God damn it!
Oh, we extra fucked.
The bird turns around,
It flies away.
takes a beak strike at Sir Eastaval.
Miss.
Does a 24 hit?
No. Look, I have 108.
Oh, it's not fun
Look,
unless
does-
the stakes are high, guys.
This number right here says 30. Good.
You take 30 damage
God damn it.
of beak strike.
It's only a little beak.
This is the end of Sir Easterbald. This is where he dies. He always wanted a burial at sea.
Where's? Can I?
It strikes at you with its talons. Does a 20 hit?
I don't think it.
Yes.
Does
It
it
actually
really?
does.
What?
Where is your
Um,
fucking paladin sense of?
You do
Saving throws.
have a blessing
armor
on your
class.
saving throw. You do have a
Not-
blessing on your saving throw.
I don't.
You don't, but everybody else does. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Sir Eastervald is selfless like that. He always blesses his party members, his friends, his companions. as
You
it were.
take 23 damage and give me a grapple check.
Grapple check. Strength?
Yeah, or strength or athletics. You manage to not be pinned down by the giant ass bird.
Wow,
But
it didn't take
You've,
much.
you've taken 53 damage.
How much was the last strike?
It was 23.
How dead are you?
Sir Eastervald is shitting blood currently.
Save us, Yolanda. Where's your stick?
So
You got us into this mess.
after taking 2 strikes, Sir Eastaval, the bird, he stays steadfast, and that is when you hear from the other end of the boat a large cry that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at the same time, and it just says, "Enough!" And Valkyr walks forward,
I don't
And-
want this damn NPC's help.
gently moves Sir Eastaval out of the way, and steps up to the bird, placing a hand on its chest or on its backside, and it whispers a single word:
You.
"Tonight."
Tonight.
He whispers a word in a language that nobody on the boat understands, and the bird immediately immolates and collapses over dead.
What?
Uh-huh.
I thought he was going to seduce the bird.
I was really hoping for that, actually.
Tonight.
He takes the bird by the wing and leads it below decks while singing Man Down.
And Valkyr turns to everybody except Yolanda and says, "You need to train more. That bird was going to end you." Before he...
No, I totally had him on the next.
Don't worry, we had it.
Before he walks back to the steering wheel on the boat.
Okay, so there was 2 of those guys. Bird's dead. We should loot for treasure. That's what we should do, right? Gut
I
it.
don't think you're gonna cut it open.
Yeah.
Do it.
It's a bird. It's eaten other adventurers, right?
If it's a thunderbird, which I don't know if it is or not, I know that their hearts are very valuable.
I'm pretty sure it's a rock.
The bird is a rock.
They're distant cousins.
rock.
ROC.
Yeah.
ROCK.
Armin has no idea what you're talking about, but he's scared to blunt his weapon now.
He says rocks. What?
Yes, it is.
It's made out of
rock.
It
feathers.
has feathers, and I go up and I gut it.
Fun fact: that guy still had over 100 HP left.
We would have taken him.
Yeah, we're fine.
I was about to bust out my. Oh wait, no! I used all of my really good heals.
I was gonna
Scrying and healing Davril.
Oh boy!
I want to gut the bird.
You want to gut the bird?
Yep.
Oh, look at that! You've made a mess on deck. Valkyr yells at you, "Quit messing up my boat!"
Stop it!
Yeah, that gets in the wood grain. That's not cool.
That doesn't come out You're gonna be the one scrubbing it out. He yells.
I step on the blood and I smear it a little.
He falls down into the blood.
This is. I didn't picture Valkor being this angry all the time, though. He's supposed to be very jovial.
He doesn't.
He is not getting along with your friends.
No. He's very upset that Armin is smearing blood everywhere on his boat.
I'm tired of this angsty god being angry at me.
He could just make it rain. Like
That is
literally. make
that
it
is
rain.
true. But I mean, he's having fun giving shit to the mortal.
So is there anything in the bird's stomach?
Nothing.
Excellent.
Nothing but other
What
dead animals that he's eaten.
What kind of dead animals?
Other birds, fish.
What other dead animals in his stomach should I gut?
Got them all.
It's like a Tadurk.
This a nesting doll.
Russian doll.
There will be treasure in one of them, surely.
Just keep going until you get to the middle.
All right. As the party continues on,
We could at least fashion a weapon out of one of its giant bones.
or its talons,
It's beak.
make an exotic weapon or an improvised weapon.
Probably would be good eating.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
There you go.
Let's do that. Let's cook chicken.
You're gonna cook some chicken.
I,
All right.
I sacred flame.
You burn the bird even more, even though it's been immolated and sacred flamed already. It's pretty cooked at this point.
Good. Well, then we won't get any diseases.
The rest of the boat ride is very uneventful as the party feasts upon the dead rock,
Maybe
The
for you guys.
delicious
on board.
chicken.
the delicious dead rock. And
Do we
you
take a
pull.
short rest during this time?
You can. It's going to take a few hours to get there.
Okay. Anyone who I didn't heal, I would recommend do the same thing.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I would like to.
It only takes us a few hours to complete this whole boat ride.
Couple hours.
No, I would assume that was like a day and a half at least.
Who are you on the boat with?
Still,
We'll say it's a short rest. It's a short rest ride. It goes fairly quickly. And you find yourself. Where'd that map go?
At Cucumber Land.
In Cucumber Land, huh? Where did that map go?
Home of...
There it is.
God, we should have turned some of the giant bird into jerky.
We still can.
We do that.
Okay. You spend the time and you jerk the meat. Is the meat jerking that good?
It cures.
You've ruined it. I don't want any more jerky.
So you find yourself in the port town of Sycamore. Valcor offloads you on the boat, and he says, "May your journey be a good one, Wetlanders."
Oh, Wetlanders. Is this after the several hour speaking
Yeah.
session right
Yes.
before we depart?
Yeah. He
We're
drops
all
you
just
off.
standing around.
He turns the boat around and he starts heading back towards Daggerford. And he says, "Yolanda, until next time." And he winks and blows you a kiss.
That was very formal. Okay, bye. Love you.
So you find yourself in the port river town of Sycamore. You know, you see several buildings built all around the river. You see a few buildings on the northeast there, a few buildings here on the west side. The building directly to your south here is kind of a small-time tavern. I didn't have time to populate it, but where'd they go? Right there. You got your innkeeper, and you got some people hanging out inside.
So we're in a port town.
You're in a port town.
Is there a brothel?
Is that something Sir Istval is interested in?
No.
Are you interested in finding a brothel?
No, I was just curious. I was going to go do some outreach.
Mhm.
You know,
At the brothel?
At the brothel.
some ministry outreach. You know,
I'll come with you.
spreading the good word.
The good word should be spread.
Something else should be spread too, huh? Huh?
That's not-
Oh,
is that Edwin?
No.
Okay. It's like, Jesus, he goes fast.
Just a bunch of
And that dwarf
fishermen.
looks familiar too.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of tokens. I need to add more tokens. But yeah, you see a tavern, you see a couple of small houses. You know, you've arrived in. You know, it's the early afternoon, so you've got choices on where you want to go, what you want to do.
I think we want to get another boat to go further.
You want to get another boat to go further, huh?
Like,
You don't want to talk to anybody in town.
we got things to do.
these people are boring and dull.
But they might have treasure.
They might have treasure or information.
We should interrogate everyone.
Interrogate.
You never know what you can find out until you talk to people,
You never know what someone's gonna say
right?
at the end of your knife.
Well, let's head into the inn. That's like the first place to get information, right?
Yeah.
Barge in loudly. Hail and well met.
Hail, strangers. What brings you to our small port town?
We're hunting for a
Boat.
Boat.
For a boat, you say? Well, the last
No,
boat.
a boat brought us to the town. You asked what brought us here. A boat.
I see. Well, that makes total sense.
Do people come by other things?
Sure, people walk here. I mean, you can get here on foot. There's forests on either side. There's the mountain. There's some mountains if you continue to the east, to the northeast.
Oh, that's where we're headed, isn't it?
Oh.
I think.
We might be, yeah. I think so.
Why not?
You haven't noticed any odd things happening around these parts lately, have you, Barkeep?
Odd things. Well, perhaps. You know, there's always odd things afoot in the world.
We need dragons specifically.
Yeah, this would be pretty odd.
Dragons, you say? Yeah, there are dragons throughout this land. I see some wormlings from time to time.
Now we're looking for big honking ones.
Big honking ones, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't say that I've seen any big ones any time recently, but then again, I don't look up very much.
Do we need to put in a sunroof for you?
Not necessary, she says. But I always hear the things, ruins here, keeps there, treasure here if you go here. But it's all hearsay. People come through, and tales are always just that. You never know if they're true or not.
What kind of tales have you heard recently?
Well, there was a dwarven the other day. Not much unlike the drunken one at the bar here. He was saying something that he saw. He came across a very spooky looking house out in the woods. But then again, he's a drunk elf, so what can you expect?
He's a drunken elf dwarf.
Dwelf.
He's a dwarf.
He is a
Dwelf.
He's a drunken dwarf.
They do exist.
They do. Yeah, that was a thing. I don't think they are anymore, are they?
There's
They
not a
have it.
lot of them.
I
No.
have it in U realms.
Yeah. I've heard from people passing through, to the high forest, to the north of here, unicorn sightings, similar stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if you wandered into the forest. You'd probably find, something you were looking for.
Are there elves in the forest? Do they have is there an elven town nearby?
Well, the nearest elven town is Kier, which is to the south of here. It's south of Daggerford. That's the closest one that I know of.
Cute.
But
I need the overworld map to understand any of this.
it's the city or the village you just came from.
Okay.
Basically, that's the only one the innkeeper knows of. Kier Lanthe. There are wood elves in the high forest, although they are few and far between. Small packs of them here and there. I haven't seen any very recently, but I have heard strange things are afoot in the forest here, and I've heard of things happening in the south in the Misty Forest. Dealings of necromancy and the undead have passed through this tavern.
You're pushing my buttons here. Innkeep.
How so?
What kind of necromancy is this side quest going to drag me into?
It's just hearsay. I don't know if any of it is true or not. We had we've had several elves come through and speak of it, but none of them were willing to go into the Misty Forest to check it out. But they mentioned a keep.
Do you know, are these elves still in town?
They have since moved on.
Are there any elves in town?
Yeah, there's one at a house just outside here to the north. You walk out the front door and there it is.
All right, I want to go talk to this elf.
Okay.
I'm hunting for elves that I know, and I'm under the impression that smoking and vaping are in this forest. Is that true, D? I don't.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes. I'm
Okay.
right back. I gotta run.
Okay.
And Armin would kind of know because vaping rescued him, and he's friends with smoking. So I will talk to this elf. I'm looking for elf royalty, who is, well, for lack of a better word, they're in the wizard scalping business.
Okay. So you want to talk to the elf there?
Yes.
So you saunter your way up to the elf here.
I knock on the door. Hail and well met, friend.
You hear nothing coming from the inside.
Oh gosh, he's dead. I kick the door open.
Give me a strength check on that.
Strength check?
We should have asked about the murders in the town.
You mean the ones who are going to commit?
The one taking place right.
There we go. Am I still
13.
blessed? Probably not.
No. It's been long enough.
Yeah,
No,
that's a very short spell.
you kick at the door and the door busts open and you surprise the elf that's sitting inside and he turns around and he's like, "What is wrong with you? Busting into strangers' houses."
You didn't answer the door. I thought it was dangerous.
I was in the middle of something. What gives
And now you are in the middle of something.
What gives you the right to bust open my door?
You know what? You've got a valid point. However, I thought you were in danger because you didn't answer the door. So why don't you answer the door next
Do
time?
you do that to every door you knock on? You're
brought this on
annoyed?
yourself, bro.
That
Get
is-
out of
that
here!
is
Go
not
away!
a question
Get
you should
out!
lead with, because yes,
Get
I
out!
do this to every door.
Go. He's like, go away. Go away. Just go away.
Sir Eastervald is walking around the room at this point, sizing it up, saying, "You know, this would make a great treasure cache. We should just kill him and take the house."
Before you can do anything, he comes back and he slams the door in your face.
Skyrim style.
It could
This
have
would
gone
make
better, guys.
Um,
I'm gonna wander out and and ask what happened.
I'm gonna.
I was still at the tavern.
I'm gonna walk around the corner and tell Hafen to go check it out and see if he'll answer the door for him. And I'm gonna peek around the corner and watch.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
you hear slightly muffled from the other side of the door. Go away!
Well, I've only just got here.
We've only just begun. Starts playing.
You don't hear anything on the other side of the door. He seems to just be ignoring you now.
He is tired of shenanigans.
When we were in his house, did we notice anything?
You
that
weren't
would-
in his house. From
Sorry.
standing at his front door, you saw a bed, a desk with some papers on it, and him sitting at the desk
We didn't see like
before he
some
got up.
like some underground wrestling posters or something, did we?
No, you saw nothing of the sort.
Ugh.
You get a feeling that you will gain no progress from harassing this elf.
So then let's keep harassing him.
Yes. Tell him if he doesn't come out, we're gonna chop his house down. We're gonna harvest the hoe.
We should have offered
Are
him
you-
some bird jerky. Okay, that was my brilliant idea, and I ruined it.
Well, now what do we do?
I think we go back to the inn and ask, "What's up with the elf? He seems unhinged."
He seems angry about something.
You seem to be making everyone angry.
I don't know why.
So
I'm so likable.
you go back to the innkeeper and you ask, and I was standing near the door. You,
damn it.
you broke into his house. That's on you. That's on you.
Oh, is that
No
not
one in
how
this
it
house is
works
gonna
around
cut me some
here?
slack. Okay, I got nothing, guys.
Hafen, give me a Arcana check.
Oh
Okay.
God! Inflict him with magic.
While you were standing in front of the elf's small house door, you felt something coming from the building, but you're not quite sure what.
Something what?
You felt something magical coming from the building to the north, but you're not quite sure what.
Okay. Hey guys, I think we should go inspect this building up north.
I've already been yelled at for knocking down doors, so I'm not going to do that again.
Well, I'll go. Why don't y'all accompany me and let me handle people encountering part of this?
That's all I ever wanted.
All right, I'll go up to the door and knock on it.
Okay.
Or wait. Before I don't want to knock yet.
Sure.
So I felt this
Oops.
just.
Oh, it's a dungeon.
No, it's not a dungeon. I accidentally enabled Fog of War. Let me turn that off.
Oh god, the whole town's a dungeon.
So I felt I managed to feel something just by standing at that elf's door. So now that I've approached this house, what am I feeling now?
You get a very strong magical aura from behind the door.
Okay. I tell the guys I'm getting really something very magical behind this door. What should we do?
I
Take it
think
in.
Try to disarm it.
we have a spell for this.
I have a dispel magic.
Let's we don't know if it's bad evil yet.
Yeah.
Why don't
Almost assuredly so, though.
why don't we figure out if it's bad evil?
Okay.
Mr. Paladin.
It's a good magical surprise hiding in the abandoned house.
You've got a goddamn spell for this. Cast it.
There's no time for logic when you have a spell.
I'm really hoping that you're going to detect some evil.
I am detecting evil. What do I detect?
You feel it is neither good nor evil.
Just very powerful,
It's an absence of good and evil.
Mhm.
like a trap would be.
No, it could be like a druid.
There's a druid inside. That's true. It could be a druid,
But druids wouldn't live in a house. What kind of house is it?
unless they were trying to.
It's a very from the outside. It's very normal. It's a stone. It's like white stone. About 15 feet long, 15 feet wide.
Okay, there's not like a tree growing out of the roof or something.
No, but there's several small bushes growing out around the side of it. It looks very normal, other than the very strong feeling that Hafen is getting off of it.
How many nymphs are inside?
Well, you got to open the door to find out.
Hmm.
We know it's magic. We know it's not evil. So,
Do we have? Does our wizard know knock right offhand?
What wizard?
Does our sorcerer know knock right offhand?
Have you tried the door?
It's trapped.
I mean, it may or may not be.
We haven't done anything.
If it's
Sir Eastfall,
if it's trapped, I'll open it. I have no problem with that.
Sir Eastvold has a sense of impending doom. He's either having a heart attack or the door is trapped.
Do you need to pick me up? We can go back to the inn.
Needs an aspirin.
I
Hey,
don't know.
This is your door. If you want me to open it, I will.
Well, I do have dispel magic. Would that do
If it's a
any?
trap, then it doesn't matter. We're gonna trigger it.
No. I'm gonna knock on the door first.
Okay.
I'll knock on the door.
That's so polite.
You knock on the door, and the door slightly creaks open. Just a slit, like it wasn't locked.
Okay.
Do you want to push the door open?
I want to kind of do one of those I want to kind of lean back and like kick it with my foot at the same time. Kick it
Okay.
open.
Sure. All right. You kick it, and the door flies open wide, and you are met with a wall of blackness in front of you. You cannot see into the room.
Well, how about that, guys?
I can cast light.
All right, give it a shot.
I pick up a rock cast light on it and throw it into the darkness.
As soon as the rock passes the threshold of the door, it just disappears into the blackness.
Hmm.
But you hear it hit the ground.
This is some bad magic.
So we heard it hit the ground, so it didn't cease to exist or go somewhere else.
God, it could have been a portal. That would have been so nice.
Just teleported us straight to our destination. No. I'll just.
I'm gonna try then to spell this magic, whatever.
You're gonna cast Dispel Magic?
Yeah.
Do it. Sir Eastervald is patting him on the back as he does it.
So what if we just knock down all the walls?
That's a good idea.
Before we start destroying real estate in a town that we've only been to once.
Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, do you really want to anger the residents of this small town? Small port village?
No, but I'm curious what happens if a room is engulfed by magical darkness and you remove the walls. Is there still a square of magical darkness?
Oh.
I don't know.
Has anybody ever seen the movie Darkness?
No. Wait, no.
It's a great movie, but at the end of the movie, the darkness escapes the house and engulfs the entire world.
Oh, that's fun. Is that what would happen?
Ultimate bad end.
Everyone is blind.
No, they're just in darkness.
Hafen casts Dispel Magic, but no effect seems to happen. The darkness persists.
What if it's like, what if it's only dark when we're standing out here and we need to step inside to be able to see?
Well, how about this? I'll hold your arm and you lean in.
Oh, hold on a second.
That sounds great. I walk right in. I don't even wait for him to grab me. I walk right into the darkness.
You walk right into the darkness. With an arm hanging out the front door.
Nope. Just straight in.
Oh, you walk straight in?
Straight in.
Give me an Arcana check.
That's not my good stat. It's my best stat.
As you step into the darkness, you feel a cold you just shiver throughout your entire body, and you can't quite explain it, but you feel a shift, and then all of a sudden, you're in this magical shop, and you see an elf decked out in a large trench coat with tons of potions and weapons and a huge backpack on his back, and he sees you, and he says, "Ah, welcome, friend."
Hail Tamara. Did I just find a magic shop? Hail and well met, friend. What is this place?
They say that this is the place when someone needs it most.
Is time still passing where I am?
Yeah, it's all real time to you. So he stepped in, and
so I would call after him. If I don't hear from him, I'm gonna just say shit and wander in.
Okay. You give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Man, you got a flat 20 with a +0, dude. As you pass through the blackness, you feel a cold shiver throughout your body, and you are aware of a planar shift.
Okay.
So Yolanda and Sir Easterval have noticed that the party has disappeared under this door. What do they do?
So I'm just gonna follow.
You're just gonna follow? All right. you feel the same shiver that the previous two felt. Sir Eastaval follows on through, right?
He's
You're
lost
muted.
his voice.
Sorry. I said Sir Eastaval's going to stand guard.
You're not going to go in?
Nope.
You're the one with all
Nice.
the money. Please come in.
I'm going to go.
You find yourself in a strange magical shop. Everybody's aware that there's no way that this is in this small port town.
Good God. Look at all the fabulous items. That's what I was talking about. We could have killed the elf and turned his house into one of these.
This is why we can't have nice things, Isty.
The very obvious elf on the far side just says, "Welcome to my shop.
Hail and
Have you come to purchase my fine wares?"
We're looking for something very
Yes.
specific.
Ah, well, you have come to the right place, for I deal in specifics.
I feel I have to phrase this very carefully because I feel like if I don't, we'll be punished.
Like some sort of monkey's paw situation.
Yeah. He seems like he'd be a tricksy elf sales guy. He'd sell me a vacuum and he wouldn't include the plug or something.
Naturally.
Hail and well met, friend. We're looking for a way to travel great distances very quickly.
Well, it seems you have come a great distance to see me, so I would say that you have.
Ha ha ha! You're very clever. If I walk out the door, we're gonna be in Cormathor.
I know not of
Having a
this
stroke.
I know not of this Cormathor, but you will appear wherever you left.
Oh, that's not helpful. So where are we?
You're in my shop,
Obviously. Where is your shop?
within these walls.
You are super helpful. Where are the walls?
Look around, they're right here.
If I were to put a hole in one of the walls, what would happen?
I don't think you could, even if you tried.
Well, I'm not threatening. I'm just curious. I don't mean to sound threatening if that's the case. Like, are there any windows?
No windows.
Is there?
It is a circular room that is lit only by the glow of the magical items within the room and several sconces throughout the room.
Okay. Roof is completely solid.
Concealed, like a domed roof.
Okay.
I'd like to take a look around at his wares.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, you're literally surrounded by treasure, Armin, maybe.
I know, but this gentleman has acquired all this treasure to sell. So that means it's not loot to be found.
That is correct.
If you were a thief,
The elf man chimes in. If you have coin to pay, I have items to give.
Oh, I never did update my coin.
I do. What do you have?
What are you looking for?
Ooh. Let me see.
I'm gonna look at this big dragon statue over here.
The dragon statue that you see in front of you looks like a giant winged white dragon with its wings completely flapped out, and it's got a roar coming across its face.
Is it a taxidermy or is it a statue?
It's a statue. It's a stone statue.
So I kind of picture Tamara as a white dragon, but white means different things than in Faerun than it does in my brain. So
Well, it's just white, not that it's a evil white dragon.
okay.
It's just the stone is white. And you can't discern from looking at it what kind of dragon it is. It's just very clearly a dragon.
I asked the shopkeep, did you acquire all of these goods from somewhere else, or are you a crafter?
Some have come to me over time. Some I have made. It all depends on which things it is.
Okay. All this might be a thing. I walk up to him and I remove my prayer beads and I ask if he could infuse the empty slot with a spell, if given the correct materials.
Ah, a necklace of prayer beads. And I see that you have damaged one of the prayer beads.
Did not
In fact, it is
damage.
completely gone.
Did not damage. I got it this way. Thank you. I take care of my stuff.
Okay, not judging. Now,
Sounds like you're judging.
if you have coin to pay, I can infuse.
Oh, what kind of coin are we talking about?
To fix one of these guys, it would take roughly 5,000 gold pieces.
Well, I have a
Booyah.
big old 95, so that ain't gonna fly.
Now, perhaps we could also make a trade.
Perhaps.
The monk is not for sale.
Damn it.
Please no.
The elf looks over at the monk and he looks her up and down and says, "Well,
Please no.
Uh,
I'm not like that anymore.
would you trade information?
information does not do me much good here, does it?"
You can sell information just as well as you can sell items.
But items are in what I deal, not information.
What can we interest you in?
What have you got?
The might of our sword arms,
The might of your sword arms.
That is very threatening.
our metal, and courage. What is that worth? What kind of value can you put on that?
He's gonna take away your courage and put it in a bottle.
You're
plunk-
reduced to a lifeless
The elf
husk.
plunks down a couple of silver pieces. Does that about cover it?
The elf plunks down what? You broke up a little bit.
A couple of silver pieces.
That's how
For
much
what?
your courage is worth.
To the elf, yes.
He takes. I'm gonna take the coins.
And then you're scared of everything. You've been afflicted with fear.
You take the coins? Is that what you do?
No, I'm not gonna actually take the coins.
Okay.
It's probably some fucking demon trickster that's gonna steal my soul.
Absolutely.
Well, the up here notices that everybody's just kind of milling around, and he starts pulling out random items. He's just like, maybe I can interest you in something. I have here this alchemy jug.
Ooh.
I also have some this rod. It is an immovable rod. He holds up a flat iron rod and it has a button on one end. If you push this button, it causes the rod to become magically fixed in place.
Would this dagger interest you?
Is that the dagger of sacrifice that you got?
It is.
Okay.
What about your pyramid?
I gave that to
That's
Haven.
in my possession.
He gave me a receipt for
yeah.
it though.
So you offer the dagger to the elf.
I show it to him. I don't offer it.
You show it
He
to
can
him.
look
Okay.
with his eyes.
He can look with his eyes. He looks at it and he goes, "Oh, where did you come across that very rare item?"
I don't think that's relevant currently.
Well, it just so happens I can always use a dagger like this.
Do you always need to kill yourself?
Not me, but perhaps someone else will want it. You know, the kind of business that I am in. I could offer you one of these items here. The alchemy jug, the immovable rod. I also have this amulet of proof against detection and location. It's a very nice amulet.
What does that do?
And he says, when you wear this amulet, you are hidden from divination magic. You can't be targeted by such magic or perceived through magical scrying means. I also have, and he holds up this vial full of gray powder, and he says, I have this dust of sneezing and choking. It's very nice.
Just regular dust.
And he shakes the bottle. And he shakes the little vial.
And the vial coughs.
Did you say it's a vial?
It's a vial of sneezing and choking. All you do is you take this dust and you throw it up in the air, and everything in the area begins sneezing and choking.
Just like regular dust. I would really love to turn an immovable rod into a weapon.
I also have this cloak of elven kind.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like someone we knew had an elf. Did Smokeen have a cloak of elven kind?
I don't remember. That's been a while.
That's probably a common item.
Yeah, basically it gives you, as the merchant elf says, it gives you the ability to not be seen when someone tries to see you. It's very handy to just kind of disappear if you don't want to be seen.
You sound like a thief.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I also have, and he opens up his coat.
That was
and
a non-answer.
He opens up his coat, and there are just tons of potions lining the inside of his coat. He's like, I've got every kind of potion you can.
Is there something you can do to upgrade my armor?
Sure, but it'll cost you.
Well,
I don't work for free.
I have this dagger, and I have some money, and apparently I have a monk for sale.
No, you don't.
Well, the gold that I would give you for the dagger would not cover the work that I would do on your arm.
That's fair. How much would it cover of that?
Well, to upgrade your armor, I would need about 5,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Guys, the only treasure I have to barter with is this dagger, so...
I don't have treasure.
Oh yeah,
Well, I've got
D is
one little-
completely done.
I have one thing now that I didn't actually.
Would you like to trade it in?
Oh, I've also got my belt, I guess.
Oh, the ogre belt?
Yeah.
Wait, two of you have the ogre belt?
No, only I have the ogre belt. Or no,
I
I've
thought
got the
Jeff-
belt of Hill Giant.
Oh, okay. Because I know Jeff had like the belt of dwarven kind, and that's what his series.
And then I've got the ring of jumping.
The ring of jumping. And he's, the elf is like, can I interest you in any potions? Anything at all? You guys have come to my shop. Only people that come to my shop need something.
Well, we need something, but I don't think you can give it to us.
Well, I should have some money just based off of my character build.
Yeah.
And you've also gotten treasure from a couple different
Yeah, I've been looking for it, and I know I had it, but I cannot seem to find where I've written it down. And I even went back to the last campaign to see if I left it over there.
So, based on...
It would be in your, I can't see your character sheet, but there's the money in the equipment section. That's where I update mine. I don't know if that's where you looked.
That's where I used to update it, but now it's all showing zeros.
Now... based on encounters from the last session, like the last 2 sessions, everybody should roughly have at least 500 gold.
Really? I'll take that. I only had 95 written down, but 500
Oh,
sounds great.
no, yeah. Well, that's also including the gemstones that you have found.
Oh, I have them separate.
Yeah, we found.
Okay.
I would be. Let's see.
Yeah, so roughly 500 gold pieces. So
So I have a
that's
bunch
why I
of
was.
gemstones.
That's why I was just like, well, you guys, you have money. I know you do, but that's okay. That's okay. That's fine.
On treasure, I have an unknown magic scroll written down.
Okay, yeah, you do have. You should have 2 scrolls.
Hafen had
That unknown
Hafen had
magic
one
scrolls.
that was written in Abyssal, right?
No, he had the note. So
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
2. You had 2 unidentified scrolls.
I would not have held on to it. I think Hafen would have it. I don't know why I have it with my inventory.
Okay, so we'll assume that Hafen has both of those unidentified scrolls. And among the other gear that you have, you've got your necklace. You know, Dee has her ring of jumping. You also have that weird sword.
The one from Serena?
Yeah, you have it. Unless you gave it back to her.
I would have given it back to her.
Okay.
Unless
you have.
it made me sweat to do so.
No, it didn't.
Okay.
You have. Okay, so I'm sorry. One of those 2 scrolls, only one is unknown. The other one, raised dead scroll.
Raised dead.
Yeah, you had a raised dead scroll. The other one is unknown. You have your stone of reserve. You have that drift globe, and then you have the mithril armor that you're wearing.
Right. Who has the drift globe?
One of you does.
Did anyone grab the drift globe before I put it in my inventory and sell it to this man?
We'll say that it's in your inventory.
think so.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Man. Mr.
Yeah,
Elf,
sure.
What do you think of this drift globe?
Ah, I do love a good drift globe. They are such useful little contraptions. Would you perhaps like to trade?
I would like to part with it, and I would like to part with this dagger as well.
Okay. The elf is willing to give you one of the items that he listed, as well as 2 potions.
For the drift globe. Huh.
Yeah.
Do we need an immovable rod? I can't think of anything super good we could do with it, but I would love to turn it into like a weapon or something.
All right. Let me read you the rod.
It can come in handy.
Yeah. You can, when you push the button, it becomes magically fixed in place until you or another creature uses an action to push the button again. The rod does not move, even if it is defying gravity. So you can hold it up, push the button, and let go of it, and it'll float in place. The rod can hold up to 8,000 pounds of weight. More weight causes the rod to deactivate and fall. And a creature can use an action to make a strength check, moving the rod up to 10 feet on a success. But the DC is 30.
How long is it?
Flat iron rod. We'll say it's the size of a staff, since it doesn't generally give a size.
I feel like, D, you could do some crazy gymnastics with an immovable rod.
With a what?
With an immovable rod. Like, jump up into the air as high as you could and then activate it and do flips and shit off of it.
I mean, that sounds. Ooh, I wonder what I could do with like a smack it, like spinning. And...
Now, yeah, maybe we could work something out with that since it's not technically a weapon.
Like,
Just spinning and flipping and kicking people.
Yeah.
Use your thing of jumping to go high and then the rod to click into place and then swing up even higher. And it could be the biggest elbow drop that ever happened.
There you go. Yeah.
So, assuming you can survive the fall.
Probably. Well, I got slow ball.
Well, that would kind of defeat the purpose of the elbow drop, wouldn't it?
Well, you do the elbow drop, and then you activate slow fall right before you hit the ground.
At the last second.
So it
Yeah.
still wouldn't do any damage.
No. You hit it, but then you activate slow fall, so it does. You don't like follow through with your terminal velocity. So what's it gonna be? The elf asks.
I'm trying to think what potions we could get from him. Like, I don't know
So-
anything about potions.
You don't know anything about
I
potions.
do
All right,
not.
let me do something here.
Like, I don't even know what the options are.
He literally says, "I have every kind of potion imaginable."
Do you have potion of dragon killing?
There is no such thing as that potion, sir.
Oh, well, that's what we needed.
Well, he imagined it.
Teleportation of... I mean, sorry, teleportation. Potion of teleportation to Kormathor? That's what we
Probably
really
should have.
need.
I probably should have typed these out to post the list to you. But he's like, I have potion of healing, giant strength, climbing, animal friendship, fire breath, growth, poison, resistance, water breathing, clairvoyance, diminution. Yeah, diminution, gaseous form, heroism, invulnerability, mind reading, flying, invisibility, longevity, speed, and vitality.
Gaseous form is interesting. We could use that to go through, like, walls if the wall was not solid.
You said that you were able to infuse some items.
Infuse magic?
Mm-hmm.
Like how?
Is that what you said you could do?
He can fix the prayer beads, but it costs a lot.
Would he take the dagger and
Could
the
he
drift
beef
whip?
up an existing magical?
He can try. What you got?
Well,
He rubs his hands together. What do you got for me? Let's see what we can do.
I've got this +1 wand of the War Mage that I wouldn't mind being
calls it +1 wand of the War Mage?
wouldn't mind being a little more powerful.
A wand of the War Mage, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to do something about that. For 1,000 gold, I can. For 1,000 gold, I can attempt to upgrade it, but due to the nature of that rod, there's a 50% chance of it failing and destroying the rod.
Are we playing Ragnarok now?
I think I'll just ride with it like it is.
I will trade you to the Drift Globe for that 50% chance at my armor.
So you're willing to take your mithril armor to upgrade it
Yep.
for 1,000.
Yep. I think. Do I want to come out of here naked, guys?
That's a 50% shot of failure.
50%.
You pay 1,000 gold and you might walk out with nothing.
Well, it'd be
Do
the
it,
Drift Globe
pussy.
because I don't have any money.
That's true. You'd walk out without an item or one item less.
Yeah.
Or you can trade it for one of the items that he has listed plus a couple of potions.
Could he fix the prayer bead for the dagger and the Drift Globe?
No, because
And
he said he
some
needs.
gems?
He said he needs 5,000
Okay.
for the prayer beads.
And so the Drift Globe and the Mysterious Dagger are worth roughly 1,000 apiece.
Roughly.
Okay. How about this, Mr. Man? Do you have spare armor laying around? Just like
I might have.
just like a regular
I might
chain
have.
shirt.
I've got chainmail, splint mail, plate, leather,
Chainmail.
padded armor.
How much is your chainmail?
The chainmail. It's 50 gold pieces for your chainmail.
Chainmail. Okay. And that's not a chain shirt. That's heavy chainmail.
It's heavy chainmail. It's no good to me. It's not magical.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just buy that. Let me give that. Take that. I'll pay you 50 gold for chainmail.
Okay. He pulls a chainmail out of one of the chests near him.
Because it just okay.
And he says, if you want me to infuse that, it'll cost a little bit more. Because I know the game you're trying to play.
No. I just wanted a backup. Well, tell you what. If you fail, I'll buy off this scrap chainmail you've got. And I will give you the drift globe as a payment to change my chain shirt into my mithril chain shirt into mithril chainmail.
I think I can do that, he says.
Okay. So the drift globe, and we'll roll. What do you want me to roll to see if it works?
The drift globe, is that the only thing you're trading?
Yes.
And the dagger?
You just said the drift globe.
Just the drift globe?
Yeah. That's 1,000 gold item-ish for a 50-50 chance that I come back with mithril chainmail instead of mithril chain shirt.
All right. Roll me a D100. You've got to roll a 50 or better.
Dun dun. No pressure.
Okay. Roll one D100. 50 or better.
No
Mithril
pressure.
chainmail. Thank you fucking Christ.
Your flesh melts.
The elf strikes his hammer white hot down upon the chainmail. A light emanates from it as the chainmail infuses. He brings it down again, doing the same. It just glows white hot as it strikes, and you hear the sound of hammer on chainmail filling the room. It is a success. You now have mithril chainmail.
Ba-dum.
How much does mithril weigh? It's like light, right?
Fuckload.
How do you
That's the
spell?
whole point of mithril was that it was light.
Yeah. I don't know how to spell mithril.
Mithril.
There we go.
Mithril.
If it normally imposes disadvantage on dexterity or has strength requirement, blah blah blah, it doesn't. Okay, so I just don't. Do.
Mithril.
May I do anything else for you? The elf says.
Jesus
I have
Christ,
plenty
man.
of wares and goods.
I got one more item we could try to break for a better one.
No, that was a one-time offer, my friend.
You don't like to gamble anymore? It's my
How about
sense of
some?
gambling.
It's not my
Do you
best
have
interest.
Any healing potions?
I absolutely do. I have potions of healing, greater healing, superior healing, and supreme healing. Just depends on how much you are willing to pay.
Well, what are your prices?
What are you looking for?
Well, I don't know because I either want to get a bunch of weak ones.
So
One
a
big one.
regular one is 2d4 plus 2, and then it's 2d4 plus 2, 4d4 plus 4, 8d8 plus 8, or 10d4 plus 20. But it gets more expensive as you go up. So if you want a regular healing potion, it is 25 gold per potion. If you want a greater healing, it is 50.
Mm-hmm.
If you want superior healing, it is 100 gold per potion. And if you want supreme healing, it is 500 gold pieces per potion.
I tell you what, let me get. I'll take
Sounds like you don't have a lot of faith in your healer.
Well, this is just to have around
Yeah,
because
yeah,
there have been
hold on.
times when I've been biting my nails.
If you
We'll
fall
get
down, you get up.
2 of the 50 and 1 of the 100.
Okay, so that's 200 gold, and you have 2 greater healing potions and 1 superior healing potions.
Sounds good.
And he holds up the bottle and says, "Are you sure I can't interest you in the supreme healing? Only 500."
Nope. That broke my bank already. 2 of the, what was the greater healing?
A greater healing is a 4d4 plus 4 per potion. And they are 50 each, so 100 for the 2 of them.
Okay.
And then your superior one is an 8d4 plus 8, and you had 1 of them for 100, so you spent 200 gold on those 3 potions.
Okay.
I've got a thought. I want to peruse his wares specifically for items that Armin had and lost when he was killed.
What did he have and lose when he was killed?
He had a spear of lightning something, and he had
So you had the javelin.
Yeah,
You had the lightning javelin, right?
the lightning javelin and the mask that
Oh, that mask.
that cursed mask.
So what do you ask the elf for?
I don't want to ask him, but I do.
Oh,
wanna-
you're just
I
you're
wanna
just
look
you're
around
just
the
looking
shop
around.
for those
Okay.
items specifically.
Well, as you felt, or as Sir Eastaval did earlier, you felt no evil magic, so the mask would not be here, because that mask was very evil.
Okay.
But your, let me see if I even have a card for it. I don't think I do. Yeah, here it is. You see the crackling rod of a javelin sitting on in one of the curio cases in the center of the room, under glass.
Okay, so Armin's javelin was very specific because it had the.
It was a trident, right?
It was a trident, but the stick end of it was the copper bar that he used to carry around.
Okay.
And that's what I like. I identify this trident as something, and I'm curious if it's the same trident.
Oh, it is not. It is another lightning javelin, but it is not the one you knew as yours.
Okay, that's disappointing. How much is this javelin?
Ah, the javelin of lightning. You have a good eye, my friend. That is a very, well, I won't say rare, but more of an uncommon piece, as you don't see them all that often. I would say that is about, for you, I'll give it to you for 550 gold pieces.
Well, that is almost 400 too much.
Mayhaps you have something for trade. I could take that necklace of prayer beads off your hands for it.
You could, but that's not gonna happen. I don't exactly remember what the lightning javelin did.
It's kind of like the flame tongue. It has a command word.
Yeah, but it's weird because like you can throw it or something.
Yeah, you can. When you throw it, it transforms into a bolt of lightning, 5 feet wide, and 120 feet, up to 120 feet. And then they have to do. It's basically a lightning bolt. You're casting lightning bolt with it.
Right. What I really need is a flame tongue weapon. That is the answer to all of, or just some of my problems. But I don't want to deal with this guy to get it. I tell him, I think I'll pass. I'm really looking to recover one that I had. It had certain sentimental value.
Ah, I understand. One cannot always just simply replace with another.
However, I will trade you this dagger for... God, I feel like this dagger might be important later on. I'm fine.
Very well.
And it
Can I interest anybody else in anything at all?
No, I'm good.
I have all of my items I've reached. Right.
Say what?
So I've reached the attunement like max
Yeah,
for my items.
You,
so
you have 3 attuned items, and then you have 1 in your inventory, which I believe is that lucky stone.
yeah. He's just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of that, does somebody want a lucky stone to use?
Who has
It's very-
who can equip?
It's very lucky.
What is it?
It's a lucky stone.
Doesn't it give you? I don't have it out in front of me, but doesn't that lucky stone give you +1 to like certain checks?
Indeed. Your saving throws.
I don't see it in the compendium.
I don't either.
It
Let me
is
look
very
through
good
my-
luck stone.
Is this a homebrew item, Jeff?
No,
It's Stone of Good Luck.
Stone of good
That's
luck.
what I said.
Okay. Well, we said lucky stone.
I simply said it was a very
Yeah,
lucky
+1
stone.
on ability checks and saving throws.
Hmm.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Like any of us could benefit from that.
Yeah. That could be something you trade or keep. I would probably keep it, to be honest.
Well, it's not doing me any good at the moment. That's why I said.
It's the how many people have maxed out their attunements?
So I know Jeff has 3. I know D has 2. 2?
I have 2
She's
magic items.
You have 2 magic items. Hayfin's got his bracers of defense. Do you have anything else?
Wand of the War Mage.
One of the War Mage, that's 2.
Does that? Let's see. Yeah, that requires attunement. And let's see.
You can use magical items as long as you can use as many magical items as long as it doesn't require attunement. But if it requires attunement, you can have a max of 3.
And the cloak of protection.
So you have 3.
Mm-hmm. I do.
So D could have 1 or 2 more, and I could have 2 more.
She can have
Yeah,
1
I
more,
can
and you
have
can
one
have
more.
2 more. So yeah.
I just casually toss the stone on the ground and say, "Fight for it." No, just kidding.
Well, I'm always up for a fight.
And I kick it towards Yolanda.
I win! Now who wants to arm wrestle?
Yolanda wins the stone.
It was a trap. I elbow you in the face.
All right. Will you do anything else in this magical curio shop?
I think it's
Oh.
bound.
Well, my question was, is there anything that a paladin would want that I could use, given that I'm attuned to the max? Like, is there like maybe a potion of juicy healing or potion of
Juicy
blessings?
A potion of what?
Juicy healing,
Yes, it's a healing potion that says juicy on it.
potion of strong
On,
blessings.
on the backside of it.
Right.
And sparkle.
Right on like the curve end.
Exactly.
You want a potion to improve your heals or your blesses.
Yeah, something.
Does Tor
about
not
a-
do it enough for you?
How about a potion of
Paladin.
accuracy?
A potion of what?
Accuracy.
The guy who rolls over 20 most of the time wants a potion of accuracy.
Well, the elf looks at you and he says, you look like a strapping man. I do have potions of giant strength, if that so interests you.
Almost said young.
You look like a tough young pup. How about a potion of dexterity? You got one of them?
I'm sure one of those exists. I literally have the cards with all the potions out. Let's see if it's different in the compendium.
Any non-attunement magical items that I could buy?
He holds up the immovable rod, the alchemy jug, dust of sneezing and choking.
It's just regular dust. Don't buy it.
It is not regular dust.
You cannot fool me with your non-magical dust.
And he holds the rod up and he pushes the button and he lets it go and he's just like, huh? And he grabs onto it and hangs from the floor and just shakes and he's just like, see? It doesn't move.
Oh, I've got it. I would like some sort of item that I can use to make holy water. Is that a thing?
To make...
Yeah, like a magical cross, like a silver cross.
You don't need. You can do
Don't
that
you just
anyway.
bless it?
I can't. Well, the holy water process actually requires like a number of things to just do it. Yeah, I don't
So
think
what
I
if he
can just
gave you a
like.
reagent bag.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Just something. Something.
You just want to buy something. You just don't know what it is.
Got this money burning a hole in my pocket.
I think you should buy the immovable rod and the.
He has the elf says that he has several flasks of holy water, just straight up. I don't have an item that can create it, but I have some.
How much is a bottle of holy water?
A bottle of holy water would run you about 100 gold per flask.
How much is the rod?
The rod is 500 gold pieces.
I'm gonna buy it. I'm buying it.
Okay.
What does the alchemy jug do?
The alchemy jug. It holds a gallon of liquid and weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty. Sloshing sounds can be heard within the jug, shaken, even if the jug is empty.
That's all it does.
You can use an action and name one liquid from the table on the card to cause the jug to produce the chosen liquid. Afterwards, you can uncork the jug as an action and pour that liquid out up to 2 gallons per minute. The maximum amount of liquid the jug can produce depends on the liquid you named. Once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more than one that has reached its maximum until the next day. So you can create, and he holds it up and is just like, you can create all sorts of things. Acid, poison, beer, honey, mayonnaise, oil, vinegar, fresh water, salt water, wine, all sorts of stuff. Get yourself drunk with this alchemy jug. Fill it with wine. Produces a gallon of wine per half second, or per half minute. Half second.
I'm gonna go with the rod.
Okay.
How much is the rod?
500 gold
How much
pieces.
does it weigh?
The rod weighs 5 pounds.
Sweet. How long is it?
It's the length of a staff. So like a standard quarterstaff.
Staff length. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's got a button on the end. It should be in the compendium as immovable rod.
Cool. I'm gonna have to think of a good use for that.
So a good thing I can do is what you do is you knock a creature prone, place the rod on top of it, and press the button.
I like it.
All right.
That's it.
Wow.
Good.
It's 11:30. Do you guys want to do anything else in here, or?
I think it's time to bounce out of this shop.
Yeah. All right.
Time to activate the warp pad.
You notice there's a doorway, double doorway out of the south. That's the only way that you can leave the magical shop.
What if we drag the elf out of the shop? Will you see us to the exit, elf?
Huh?
Will you walk us outside your shop?
Yeah, the elf points. It's right there. All you have to do is walk through it.
I don't know how doors work.
You turn the handle and you open the door.
I don't see a handle.
Push or you're blind. It's right there.
Is it what this wooden thing? And I touch the door.
The door magically opens up.
Holy, it's magic.
A black veil appears in front of you.
I don't trust this magic. Elf, you'll have to show me.
All you have to do is walk out,
Into the darkness?
and you will return to whence you came.
Last time I tried to put light into the dark, it dissipated. Will I die?
You came in here without dying, correct?
Am I dead? And have I been dead the whole time?
Been dead the whole time.
Well, you have been dead at one point in time.
You're not wrong. And how do you know that?
Those are my secrets to know.
Is it my eyes?
I do wonder, he says.
Can you tell when anyone has died?
I can tell a lot of things, stranger. Now, if you are done, you are free to leave the shop.
I was ready to leave until you dropped that on me. I walk out into the darkness.
You walk out into the darkness. All right. You feel the same shivering as you entered the shop, and you find yourself back in the port town of Succumber.
Hail and well met, Port Town.
What does the rest of the party do? Do they follow Armin
Yeah,
into
I'm
the
gonna
magical
follow
darkness? All right. Sir Eastaval,
Sir Eastfall is going to follow as well.
the party finds themselves.
Can I steal something on my way out?
If you can roll a high enough sleight of hand, you can try something.
Do it, do it, do it.
As you reach for a bottle that is on the wall, as you try to walk out, a rock flies across the room and smacks you in the hand, making you let go of the bottle. And he says, "Hey, none of that now."
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. I got confused. I thought it was my water bottle. I'd set it down. Then, and, you know.
Should have played it off as you're an old man.
Oh, I got confused.
And you find yourself back outside of the house.
We spent an hour shopping, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I got a rod.
You peer into back into the room on which you entered, and there's just a normal room standing in front of you. Bed, a desk, a rug on the floor.
Has time passed differently since we've been gone?
A real time has passed.
Is that elf still at his house, steaming?
100 years, real time.
Are you going to try and harass the elf again?
I'm tempted to, but it's almost 12 o'clock and I'm tired.
Well, we can stop here for now and pick up next week.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Hail and well met next week.
Hail and well met.
All right.
So,
I'm going to hit stop
same
on
time
stream.
next week.
Bye-bye, Internet.